Hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello. It was a good show. I didn't know you watched it. We are, of course, playing Honey Tits, level 19. Oh, my character's. When is maximum level? Is it 25, 30,
20.
20? So, yeah, Jesus,
It's 20 for this and then 30 for Chaos Rising,
that's right.
if I recall.
Um, there we go. Woo. Okay, so,
I can hear me.
and that's a good sign. It means you're not going to be super quiet this time around. I've also got the first time of hay fever for the year, so you're going to hear me clogged up a lot. I'm full of toxic sludge in my nostrils right now. Where with you, Thaddeus? No one needs you. So yeah, we're back here on Meridia. Tyranid infestation is the dick right now, but we're about to get our Terminator armor. So fuck yeah. Um, I suppose I have to equip Davian Thule, which won't be so bad compared to last time because he can actually now repair himself.
That's a step ahead for sure.
That's a huge step ahead.
I
Considering
like your shades indoors, by the way.
they're not even shades; they're 3D glasses. I just found the cheap disposable ones you get in movie theaters. I just
did,
I just took
did
them
uh
home
did,
one day.
did we have a wee bit of a drinky last night, perhaps?
Oh, you know me so well. Yeah, there was so much wine and gin left over from Wasted Wednesday. And I said, like, hey, might as well keep this train a going.
Hey, I know what a man resisting a hangover looks like.
Well, compared to last time, it's nowhere near as bad because it wasn't a beer hangover. Beer has so much; it's
Mm.
so heavier. Spirits, it lingers, but nah, that was all right. Mostly wine though. Uh, all right. Let's see. We've got Chunky Cheeks, uh, Gabriel Angelos there. Blah, talking like Alfred Hitchcock. Blah, 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 blah,
hmm
And, all right. So we got Davian Thule. Before we begin, let's just have a quick look. There's nothing Davy can equip. Armor's too much for him. So all right, let's get started. Deploy.
Oh yeah, I get to claim the first like on the stream.
You do. Well done to you. Plus, I saw you did a little bit of shilling of your own. I appreciate it.
Always.
Speaking of, check down the description down there. You will find a link to Krendar. Uh, we are going to be doing this today. I'm actually feeling up for doing two streams today, so I might
Ooh,
wrap up.
spicy.
I might wrap up closer to the sun. We're only about a level and a half to go.
I'm planning on streaming that at some point as well.
It's not bad for a walking simulator as far as it goes. It's fun when you've got like a an audience. You can just make fun of it. It's pretty quiet.
It's a very pretty walking simulator.
Yeah, there's enough to keep you invested. The plot's an interesting one. The universe is a pretty kind of a cool one as well. It's pretty low here on my end. The game. Can you hear it all right?
Well, I can hear mine all right, but I'm using my own game settings, of course, right?
So let's go
Not yours.
something simple like well, that might do it.
By the way, speaking of walking simulators, did you ever play what was it called? Whatever it became of Edith Finch?
No, but I've heard of it.
Highly recommended.
I I like the one. Is that the one where you get to be like different animals and things like that?
Uh, there's a couple sections like that. I wouldn't describe the whole game that way, but that
Um,
is a thing that happens.
yeah, you become like an owl and you can hunt like an like a
That
rat.
that's basically just a cutscene. I don't remember. I don't think you control it, or if
That's
you
for
do,
sure.
not for very long. But yeah, you become a cat for a little bit. You become a shark for a little bit. You become some sort of bird for like a couple minutes.
That's cool. You
But
know,
that's all just one section of the game. Like it basically focuses on different family members, and that's one of them.
yeah, yeah. You go and you read like Wait, is that also the one where you're like at the fish factory?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that. And you start like fighting their dreams.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I'm not a fan of them, but we really should have brought. Like, I'm surprised they don't bring Thaddeus down for this scene that everyone else is here.
True.
He would have at least gotten some XP, so not being completely useless.
Yeah. I think he still gets XP. He just gets maybe
Like a fifth
not the
or
full amount.
yeah. I think you get half of it actually.
He, it's half or 2/3 or something like that.
Mm.
Um, he should be fine. But if I remember correctly, I think actually what remains of Edith Finch might have been the first game I ever streamed.
Wow. What would have that been? 2, 3 years ago?
I think two.
How long have you
Like I
been
was doing
streaming
YouTube
for?
for quite a while before that, but that's
Uh,
when I started on Twitch.
did you, after joining YouTube for the first time, did you take a long time to actually start streaming, or?
Oh yeah, it was like I think 3 years or something like that.
I've been on since 2014, and I've been doing this for about 2 years now. But
And I've never actually streamed from YouTube. I've always only streamed from Twitch. But yeah, so I'm just doing both, you know.
mm, I
Streams on Twitch, then recorded video on YouTube.
yeah, it's a
But
good,
it's a recorded video from the stream, so it's the
yeah.
same stuff.
I honestly think that's what this child's going to end up being, at least when it comes out to gaming. I'll probably leave it open for like tastings and other random stuff, and of course travel. But
Mm.
I just have to get around to like setting up my Twitch and everything. Because gaming in this, it just isn't what it used to be. Like it's clearly not geared towards that. And unless I want to start doing like movie reviews, which I've done movie reviews before, that they actually get somewhat popular. But I don't know. Actually, there is one thing I want to do today that I'm kind of looking forward to, and is a review. I've been playing a lot of Age of Empires, the remade ones, the upgrade ones, and the definitive ones. And I have a lot to say on it.
Like crap, honey tits, what's wrong with you?
That was very un-honey tits of you, honey tits. You're normally a tank. Suppose I was getting hit right in the face with a goddamn with a tank, so
Yeah, but still,
I know.
still a little shameful.
Achoo! Luna, haven't seen you in a while. How you
How
doing?
you doing, Luna?
Of course, you know Krendar. Wait, does she?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like a lot of the food stuff you've been uploading. It's very fancy.
Ooh, there's food stuff.
On
I like food.
Facebook. Yeah, he's a good.
I've become rather reliant on it, actually.
You could almost say you require it in a day-to-day thing.
I would just die if I don't get my food, okay?
Oh, I know some people are like, "Ugh, food. What next? Water." But you know what? I have had a glass of water, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sold. I'm sold.
I know what you mean, right?
You know, when I was a
I'll
kid, it
tell you though,
was it,
what
it was always
one of
about
these days
air.
I'm gonna finally kick this pesky oxygen addiction, though. One day.
Well, it's just really how you breathe. Like if you're breathing more than you should, and you start getting lightheaded, well, then maybe cut down a little bit.
It's all about pacing, you know?
Yeah. I mean, we're not young men anymore. We have to remember we can't take in the oxygen like we used to.
Absolutely.
I see kids breathing in and out, like, and I'm gonna stare like, whoa, was I that crazy?
Shall we do the teleport beacon tour?
Yeah, left or right?
Yeah, I don't know. We're slightly rightish already. I guess we can start that way.
Yeah. So at this point, XP is slowly starting to become a thing, like less of importance. If my Funny Tits is hitting nearly 20 at this stage.
Yeah,
Uh,
but not everybody's quite there yet, and we've got
no,
and there's
we
always
there's still actually a
increased
good few
chance for
part
more
chunk
loot
of the game to
drops.
go.
What's that?
There's still a good chunk of the game still to go.
Yeah, I think we're about like half, maybe 2/3.
I'd say about 2/3. We still haven't fought the mage war boss.
Ooh.
We haven't killed the Avatar of Cain. Both are optional, but they're
Oh,
cool
Luna's gonna
fights.
try making some shepherd's pie this weekend. That is some
Um,
good stuff right there.
mm, Papa will make fun of
Half-bred
me.
ninja is currently addicted to life.
Live
Yeah, you'll get
throat.
over it one day.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing that you kind of one day just go, right, I'm done with that, and then it never really holds you again. You only have to give it up once.
It's true. It's not really a habit that comes back after you've quit first time.
Yeah. Of course, you're not going to afterwards be thinking, wow, why was I so addicted to that? Because, of course, you won't be thinking.
Won't be thinking much of anything. It's
Yeah.
true.
Unless, of course, we're wrong, in which case, well, then maybe your priorities are going to be shifted.
But half-bred ninja, don't
Smart.
quit just yet. You can ride that addiction a little longer.
You could
You'll
at
be all
least
right.
watch us kill Eldar and orcs. And then, I don't know. Just cross
And
the
and
wrists. It's all good with me. Krendar does not support low energy videos. Life advice.
can usually yes, but maybe not this time.
We got along on a lot of things, but like you like Sargon, I don't. I think that's like killing yourself is fine.
Shall we get the thing on the other side first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We stop the Eldar attack, though it's only
I mean,
scripted to
I
stop.
like watching Sargon. Doesn't mean I agree with him half the time, but
No, I actually I hadn't even thought about him since the last time we talked until I saw Jeff Holiday did a response video to him.
oh
Uh,
yeah,
he It was about Trump and those fantastic medical advices about like inject yourself with disinfectant. And
oh
Sargon
dear.
was 100% supporting it because he was looking at studies. That took him about maybe 3 seconds to look up online, and Jeff kind of showed that all those studies did not say the things that Sargon and Trump were saying. Like,
Yikes.
you think party politics can kind of take a back seat to this shit, but in Venton it seems to have gotten worse in some ways.
Sargon also seems to be strangely attached to Trump's teats as well.
I it's a sort of like we're gonna go down together sort of thing. I don't think he was that addicted to bloody UKIP, honestly. Like he'd
I
have,
agree.
like he would occasionally throw stuff out against like Farage and the rest of them. But it seems with Trump, oh no no no, everything. Trump could literally say the world was flat, and Carl would post up a video defending it.
Probably. Yeah.
I actually want to see that happening now. Here's my good friend,
I,
Mr. Ben Garrison.
I wonder what happened with Sargon anyway. Like he used to be very reasonable about everything, but like over the past I don't know
I've
year or
heard
two, he's
that
been in a slow but steady
he has.
alt rightening.
Oh, don't say that to some of his fans. I mean, like if you
I
watch
know,
them, then
right?
you've read the comments, and the comments
Like
from
I don't think he's alt right yet, but he's like
you think that
moving
he's
that
heading.
direction slowly.
Mm,
He's
no,
getting a little ethno statey.
yeah, just a little, but compared to maybe
I mean, he's not JF
JF,
levels of ethno state yet, but
but he is good friends with JF.
maybe that's what's caused all this.
Oh, you think that
He's become
JF?
corrupted.
But it has a ripple effect, If Sargon gets corrupted, then all of Sargon's friends get corrupted. So, like Dankula and fucking Arch Warhammer are gonna go down that path.
He's he spent a little too much time out on JF holiday.
JF gotta pay. JF gotta pay. Gotta pay. JF,
You
JF.
know about the JF holiday thing though, right?
Uh, just that the two used to be friends and they can't stand each other.
No, it's basically a drunken peasants meme where when Jeff Holliday's on Drunken Peasants, sometimes he'll go into a JF impression.
Yeah.
And
The
when Jeff is doing his JF impression,
yeah, all right,
they
yeah.
call the
Oh,
character
okay.
JF
Yeah.
Holiday.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Um
Yeah.
that let's be honest here. That's not the as impressive as his impression of JF is. That's not the impression we all come to see. There is another there, and it
Yeah, but that
involves
one goes along with it.
mayonnaise. Hmm?
That one goes along with it, though.
Yeah. Although now Shani's got made a magical appearance as well. Strange. Ben disappears about the same time.
I know. That's a weird sort of hacking they have happening to
Yeah.
them like
I
that,
mean, I
isn't it?
started to see this stuff around about the time of the Pokemon hotline. That people would
Oh
vanish, and
yeah,
then
yeah.
like Brett
That's probably.
Keane would
I think
show
that's
up.
what inspired it. Actually,
That was the first time that appeared. The
they're
whole
doing riffs off of that.
yeah, and it created its own thing.
Man, that guy just dropped off the map entirely, didn't he?
Who, Brett?
Yeah.
No, he is still desperately trying to get it. But do you remember what TJ and the rest of them said? Starve the manatee, I follow suit. I see tons of links to him going like, "This is the destruction of the drunken peasants, as proven by Brett Keane," and yet no one will fucking click on it because we've heard it all before, Brett, and nothing has changed.
I find it funny. Remember when he called them the dickless penises? Because he was trying to come up with an insult that could stand for DP.
Yeah.
But it's like, what is a dickless penis? Is that just a void in space?
It's
It's a lack of a penis where a penis should be. What?
yeah, you pull down your
What the
pants
fuck
and
does that even mean?
it's just nothing. It's just like it's like a Ken doll.
What the fuck is a dickless dick?
Maybe a guy called Dick who has no like if Dick Masterson pulled out his pants and he's got no penis. Now that would be a
Amongst
dick.
everything else Brett Keane is bad at, he's also bad at insulting people.
Oh, for God's sake, he's given us so many. Hell, he can't even do like phrases like firing on all cinder blocks. You know. Oh, that was just so glorious.
Let's be honest. Some of his Keenisms are better than the original thing that he was trying.
I've
to say.
seriously thought about buying the book and like saying it on here, but that would just like I don't know. I do think it's done, but it's kind of like it might be done, but we can all still occasionally gather around the campfire and remember the French vanilla situation or White Guild Paul, the weird 3D White Guild Paul that he had.
Yeah. With the weird way it would talk.
Yeah.
That was so creepy. But honestly, I have to say, firing on all cinder blocks is one of my favorite sayings now. It's actually really good.
It is.
It's unintentionally great.
It kind of reminds me of that baseball player. What's his name? Yogi Berra. He used to have weird. He used to have weird sayings. It was something like baseball is one. Was it baseball is one quarter luck. The other half is skill. You know, it's shit like that.
Yeah.
Are
you saying a jock isn't good at math?
I am indeed. Also, I'm not apparently good at remembering to turn on the chat. You hold down the fort real quick.
Luna wants his book and Gail's book.
You know, at least Gale's has pictures. And Keenism was not written by him. I don't think it's approved at all by Brett. I'm just going to turn the chat on here for you guys. So if my characters die in the meantime, well, there we are. Back to the battle. Boop, boop. There we go. Ooh, busy chat. There, you guys can see it now. You can see yourselves up the screen like you should, like most others do. And for some reason, mine never starts off that way. I always have to force it, like kick it in its ass while it's sleeping. Like, get to work!
Yeah, I was just watching it all catch up at once.
I know, it's a... If I ever get, like, super popular and that isn't fixed, that's gonna be a nightmare. It's just gonna be...
Oh, yeah. A nightmare of people complaining at you as to why it's not working.
Why aren't you talking to the chat? I can't talk to the chat while killing the enemies of man.
Nonsense.
I can multitask, but then Krendar will be like, dude, heal.
Well, that's why you have my deep rumbly voice here to remind you
Oh,
of when you're fucking up.
you don't have a deep, rumbly voice. You have a kind of you have a very caramelly voice, I think.
Tis true.
Now, if we ever get Hellbent on, oh god, yeah.
I always find it funny when people accuse him of putting on a voice. He's like, no, this is just what I sound like.
Yeah, I think those are people who are like very self-conscious about themselves. Be like, no, you can't be that cool. No, no, I don't know about cool, but he definitely has the voice for it.
He's actually one of the guys I wanna meet at some point when I'm on like tap or something. I want to go on a show
It,
with him.
it should be pretty easy. I've always found that he always shows up on things like Tap and the like if he's already been on DP. So if you can time it right.
Well, I don't have a whole lot of saying in the timing,
No,
but
of course not.
I can always put in a request, perhaps.
Damn right. I mean,
But
you
who knows
could
what his
just suck.
scheduling is like?
One his
Yeah,
engage.
I wanna show up on a show with Jeff Holiday. I want to get in one with Hellbent.
Hell yeah. Oh, get rid of Shabisky and just add both of them.
There you go.
Yeah. The
I've been on
badass
three
crew.
times with Skep Talk though. He's a pretty good guy.
Yeah, your collective beards are always at the bottom of the screen of Pimp Monks, I've noticed.
Yep.
Um,
I remember the last like 2 times ago when it happened, people in chat commenting about people with beards and hats being on the show together.
if you'd have, if you'd have played it right, you could have like said that you're a cabal of wizards. I mean, Skep kind of has the hat for it, as a sort of Dumbledore thing going on.
Tell them the truth, then. In other words, yeah, okay.
I oh, it wasn't common knowledge. I mean, I figured it out in like 5 seconds when you started putting curses on people.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I
I
suppose
thought
it's
it
one
was
of those
fairly evident.
unspoken things, like uh,
Not
uh,
unspoken, unspeakable.
especially yeah, unspeakable curses.
There's a lot of photoggening happening.
Um, what was it? Think about the unspeakable curses. Poor choice of names because you have to speak them in order to cast them.
Or do you unspeak them? It's unspeech.
Oh, so it's kind of like in the Inquisitor books, with the backwards words. Schnart, and then like you start bleeding out of your nose, and people grab
Yeah,
hold of their
exactly.
eyes. Neat. How Lovecraftian. 40k has a lot of Lovecraftian stuff, but it's mostly in lore.
To
Like
some degree.
I think the best one I saw recently was the. Did you see the Astartes fan made movie yet? I remember you said you hadn't gotten around to it.
I forgot about it actually.
Oh, hell, it's was bloody quoted by that guy who makes cocktails recently, as an example of like, if you don't know what 40k is, because he was making Parisian ale, and he just showed a clip out of it, and they're just shooting the shit out of like these guardsmen, and then the title underneath says, "These are the good guys." um, but no, like they're at, I'm not going to spoil who they run across, but it's not one of the big names. It's like a really obscure little alien race, but like the race itself is like really cool. They basically just abuse the shit out of the warp, more than even for the most mundane things. Like to make your coffee, they will spawn a hell demon. Why? Because
It's pretty metal right there.
Lovecraftian, kind of racist. He would kind of be damned, Luna. He was incredibly racist, and he wasn't he wasn't like the angry racist. He was more the terrified racist. The idea he was afraid of poor people. He was afraid of
He was afraid of everything.
yeah. He was such a. I think he was a hypochondriac as well.
But it's all right though because his wife was one of the good ones. She's okay.
Yeah, that sure was a thing that he believed. He was saving her from her. Was it Jewish? Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. She was being saved from the heebie-jeebies. Ugh.
Don't stumble in the boss just yet down there.
I'm not, but I am taking out this guy. Else, you'll be. Hell, I've got the bare skills for it anyway. Except, oh no, you've got Avitus. So. I'm taking out this Raid Lord. No real reason besides just okay. It won't respawn in. Haha! I love that kill animation. Fuck yeah. They really put so much effort into this. Oh yeah, I'll come up to you now.
They have.
This makes me dislike 3 more and annoyed that we'll never get.
Oh yeah, and then there's the name of Lovecraft's cat. Uh-huh. Who's a good neighbor? You are.
Wouldn't be surprised if he had a dog called Chim Chim, you know?
No, one dog named Chim Chim, and then a second dog named Chiru.
That's you took that in a nicer way than I was applying. Oh, he was just a big he was just a big Mary Poppins fan.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Uh,
Did you see? I did it all by myself.
Very good, although I did technically heal you near the end, so I get all the credit.
I think that's how it works. Just ask any healer playing World of Warcraft. That's definitely how it works.
I hear Mercy players in Overwatch get like that.
They probably legitimately deserve it though.
I'm not gonna lie, I've probably seen more Overwatch porn than I ever have game footage.
Sounds fair to me.
Especially with Studio FOW and the like. My God, are those? I think it's a great example. Blizzard's like, please don't use our stuff for porn, and yet the amount of characters that they've made that are just
So
pure
very
porn
pornable.
bait. Yeah, live action as well as 3D. Girls who dressed up as Diva or Tracer.
Oh, David and Tracer probably get that the most.
Although I feel sorry for what's her name, Mia. Anyone else to do Mia
May.
because there's no Chinese girl who is that curvy, and yet could be considered that attractive. Like it's so finicky. You'd have to basically go through surgery just to alter yourself like that.
And yet she's my favorite of the bunch.
Physically, or just how you actually play.
It like in physically, like visually, in personality, like she's just a sweet, nice girl with a great body, and just cute and friendly. She's powerful waifu material.
Very much waifu. I like those little videos they have at the start of the campaign, like how they end up on Overwatch with the other team or whatever.
Yeah, hers
And
is actually one of the best ones.
yeah,
Too.
she wakes up the cryogenic stuff. Everyone's kind of dies.
First time you see her out of the snowsuit, yeah.
Yeah, she's in like pajamas, isn't she?
That was when everybody learned that she's not actually as
Curvy.
tubby as people thought she was.
No, but she's
It's
still got
just
those
padding in the
thighs
snowsuit.
because there's a scene she's going up like steps, and you're just there like, oh wow, those curves though.
I mean, she's got the curves, but they're not as
No, of course not.
much as people thought. But that's just because of the snowsuit padding.
Yeah. Um, I think Sisek summed it up best though. Anyone who likes Diva probably likes the lolly category in a lot of hentai. Like her
Yeah,
age
and
is
then
very
yet
questionable.
she's most of the porn, I think.
Yeah, maybe it's like Diva in a few years, you know? Always
Yeah.
reminds me of that scene from Final Fantasy X where Riku uh, thinks that
Oh, we,
he's hitting on her, and she just goes, "Let's give it a few more years, okay?" Uh,
yeah.
brain farts.
Actually, the thing that was even worse was when they first introduced the character. I remember they did like this big extended, like, cheesecake cutscene with her.
Was
Like
that when
all the
she?
sensual
Oh
poses
yeah,
she's
when she
getting out of her
takes off the
wetsuit.
suit, because up to that point she's in like this bodysuit, you can't see her face.
Yeah, they're like focusing on her cleavage and her butt so much. It
Yeah,
was
and
like,
how
and
she's
then they're like, she,
dressed, you know, the amount of
and then they're like,
thongs
she's
going on.
14.
Yeah, wouldn't be the first time they've overly sexualized a character in Final Fantasy game. Uh, what's her? Yuffie from Seven. basically sexually assaults Cloud if you take her on the roller coaster, the Golden Circle.
See, I wouldn't know what happens because I have better taste than to take her on the roller coaster.
I want to see everyone. Hell, I took Barrett up there. I think you can even take what's his name? 13.
Literally anybody would be a better choice than Yuffie.
Well, yeah, because Yuffie is just, especially when
Fucking
I heard her
annoying.
talk for the first time in Advent Children, I was like, oh my god! At least they got the voice down for what I was expecting.
Do you remember? Didn't I talk in the past about how every Final Fantasy game has like one Moon Unit character in the team?
Moon Unit.
It was a term that Zero Punctuation guy used, Yahtzee.
Hmm.
Like basically like this one lunatic character that's on the team. This one
Yeah,
person who's an absolute Moon Unit weirdo,
yeah. Um,
and Yuffie is the Moon Unit of Final Fantasy VII.
Pretty much. Like I can't
There's
actually.
always like one token crazy chick.
In Final Fantasy IX, you have that weird the furry one who can barely speak
The rat.
English. No, not the rat one. She was kind of like the
Oh, I don't remember the other one.
yeah. She's got like a
Um,
horn on her head. I remember that.
but like in Final Fantasy 13, it was Vanille, and actually she's the queen of all Moon units.
Oh God, she's like wandering around with an adult man and like like you just start like okay, this is kind
And
of
Luna, it's not even about it being a yandere. Like a yandere is a woman, a lady that's cranky.
yeah,
This is about a lady that's just fucking nuts,
pretty much.
like just like irritating and loopy.
Yeah,
Where you
which
going?
is such an unattractive. Actually, don't know. It's so unattractive to me, honestly. Like
But yeah, in
the
Final Fantasy VII, that character was Yuffie, and I've never liked her. I don't understand
in
why people love
Final
her.
Fantasy VIII, wasn't it the one with the nunchucks?
I think so.
Uh,
Yeah, it was.
yeah, I don't remember much of six, but I think there was one there as
I don't
well.
think. I think seven is when the trend started.
Yeah,
I don't think it was happening in six.
I can't wait to play that bloody game. I know every time we've been talking, I say that, but it's still not.
Yeah.
It's still not untrue. I'm
Well,
so looking
I'm gonna
forward to it.
start on Monday.
Oh, nice. I like I like how a lot of people who oh Jesus that escalated quickly. Have a duel.
Hold on, I got him
There we
theoretically.
go. Okay, ancient
There he is.
defender.
But yeah, a lot of people like Yuffie, and I never understood why. Actually,
Lulu
I
was
recently
Lulu was
replayed the
ridiculously
original.
hot. Have you ever seen cosplayers of Lulu from Final Fantasy X?
Although that can get pretty hot.
That can get ridiculous. Every single woman who does that
He
has to
actually
wear
is.
like special bras by the age of 40.
Yeah, but
They're gonna have major back problems.
it's true. I recently replayed Final Fantasy VII Original just so
Oh,
I'd have everything fresh in mind.
that's a good idea.
Um, and I never even got Yuffie on the team at all.
It took me years before I started doing Vincent. Like
I
that
don't
was
remember how it happens, and I don't even care.
you meet her in a forest. There's a few
No,
forested
I bet
areas,
I got attacked by her in the forest, but
and
she
then
never
yeah,
tried to join the team, and I'm happy
you
with
actually have
that,
to drive
honestly.
her away at one point. She's like, "Are you sure you want me back?" And then when you go into when you go into like the text to set her name, she vanishes. It's actually a lot of tongue in cheek. Like the actual setup is pretty good for such a shitty character. But hey, it's XP and it's something different, and when you finally play Sephiroth at the end, it's one extra person you can use in the fight. Um,
I actually, only ended up picking up Vincent almost at the end of the game as well.
I liked what was it? I liked Vincent's story, but I didn't realize it was all set up for like side quill shit about like the Turks and Gast and all them.
Yeah, I
Um,
wonder if I wonder if they're gonna do any of the Crisis Core side stuff in the new remake of 7 or not.
I hope they mention at least some of it because some of it's interesting. It does flesh out the world.
I hope
Uh,
they put most of it in, honestly, because I never played it, so I
uh,
don't know any of that stuff.
a lot of it they set up in like the. Did you ever see the animation where Zack and a brain
No.
dead Cloud are on the back of a truck, and they set up a lot of that. But you also see characters who, by the time of Final Fantasy VII, are already dead, and they're in a lot of Crisis Core. Uh, there's a lot of like throwaway anime stock characters, but they're all like Turks. They mostly die just to like show, oh no, this is a serious threat. And here comes Daddy Tarkus with his fucking goddamn Terminator armor.
Sweet.
Chonky chunky chonk boy, gonna be chonky. He's gonna be chonky and kill you. That is big. Ooh. Boop, 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 boop. Like
Maybe
7 and
references
8,
to the
10
manga. I
loved
hope
it.
so.
10 too.
Honestly,
Just
I hope all the story bits from Crisis Core gets folded into the remakes of 7, because that way I can pick it up.
it could. I don't know how much that would slow down the pacing of it. But
Tarkus, you were supposed to be the best of us. What happened to you, buddy?
he he got too greedy too quickly.
Hold on.
I usually retreat at least
Oh, okay.
once during this fight and like build up and look for like because I'm out of healing packs now.
Okay. If you
So
gotta go, you gotta go.
mm, maybe maybe Mighty Strike. This is where if I had the thing on my back, I'll be able to heal you all the rally thing. All right, let's fuck. Yeah, let's retract. Let's go and heal up. And then when we come back, you guys can do the same. Oh, there goes Davian.
And it'd be funny if the turrets ended up finishing the fight.
The greatest heroes of the Imperium. Turret 844-Gamma 2.
Yep.
10. X2 was just fucking cheese. It was nothing but cheese and
I
pointless,
couldn't finish it. I
pointless.
played a few hours of it, then I quit.
I hated the battle mechanic where like the dancing would unlock shit.
I liked how the combat went. It was the dancing shit and the general dialogue of the story was just
Also, the character did like the characters
awful.
got different so quick. Oh, for fuck's sake! Hate this bitch. Spamming that fucking attack. Here, cool. Ancient Defender. Boom. Carcass.
And I never even played 13.2 or 13.3.
Was that the Lightning Returns or whatever?
13.3 was Lightning Returns.
Yeah, no, I didn't even
13.2
finish
was
13.
like Lightning's sister, some random asshole, and a Pokemon.
Yeah. Um,
I played the
I love
demo for
Spoonies,
that, and
but I
then
loved
opted out of the
Spoonies
game.
for 3, but that was pretty hilarious. Sarah, Sarah, Sarah.
Press X to Sarah.
No, Sean,
Jason,
Sean.
Jason,
Oh no,
Jason.
yeah, it was Jason. Jason. That was a weird little glitch. Um, I
That's one of my
liked.
favorite video game memes. Is press X to Jason.
Yeah. I liked. What was the name of it? The one with the Sky Pirates. 11 was it? Was that 11 or 12? It was 12.
11,
Oh,
12. Well, yeah,
yeah.
11 was the first MMO.
That's right. The famous endless hallway of clicking feet.
No,
Apparently,
that was 13.
Was that 13? No, no, it was the MMO. There was an MMO that apparently they used this really, really, really obnoxious sound effect for like the foot
Oh,
the
okay.
footsteps, and most of it is just you walking from place to place to do its take part in its crappy economy. So like
Whenever
people
I
would
hear the term hallway, I think of
13.
13.
But yeah, I like the one with the Sky Pirates and the incredibly sexy Catwoman-esque bunny girl, Fran.
Yeah.
Rawr, she's from
I
a
mean,
whole
I
race of
I
them.
didn't like the way she wore so much sharp metal on her body, but she had that
She looked like a Dark
sensuality though.
Eldar, a bunny Dark
Yeah.
Eldar.
Like that aspect I didn't like, but she definitely had that slinkiness and she knew it,
And I
you
loved
know?
that. I loved her voice.
Her
It was
voice was amazing.
incredibly sultry.
I
Um,
would make love to her voice.
isn't it done? Um, but I also loved the game itself, the worlds in between the cities. I liked how like the enemies you could see on the map, and
Yeah. Uh, uh,
I don't know, I
another thing
like that
about
world. I know they made sequels. I never played them, but I never got a DS, so
another thing about 12 I really liked was the gambit system, the way you could program your team.
that's right. Yeah,
Some people criticize that, but as being like, "Oh, you're just getting the game to play for you." And it's like, first of all, no. When things get difficult, you still have to give it manual input if you don't want to
no one ever
die.
complained about that with Dragon Age Origins. People
That's
praise
true.
Dragon Age
Uh,
Origins for that.
Also, the programming in 12, the only thing you're really doing is taking the monotonous stuff and automating it. Like
Yeah,
so you're
I
not just
honestly
sitting there
think
and
Final
pressing
Fantasy
X
VIII needed that with the
constantly.
amount of like draw. You gathered five magic. No.
Oh God, eight was my least favorite one until 13 came out.
I've got a sort of sweet. I like the realism of eight. I like the setting, the world, and everything. And the characters were hot. Quintus was fucking like the ultimate sexy librarian.
Oh, that was the teacher with the whip, right?
Yeah, and she had like the hots for Squall, but he was too fucking emo to see it.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest, Squall and Cloud were practically the same person.
They were, except somehow Squall made Cloud look actually manly. Um, which is hard,
Somehow.
even harder to say these days with the amount of eyeshadow they've given him. Cloud is so pretty in this modern version.
Ultima? But
Uh,
I don't know. I really enjoyed 12. Also, what's his name? The guy who did the voice of Balthier. That guy is awesome.
oh yeah, yeah.
Gideon Emery, that's it. He does his portrayal of Balthier, the Sky Pirate,
Mm.
was so pleasant to hear.
He does the same voice for Fenris from Dragon Age 2, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He also
Well, I wouldn't say
is.
he does the same voice. That's just his voice.
Yeah, it's just his default voice. He also does a Imperial guard soldier in Skyrim. He's the one that says "Shut up back
Yeah.
there" when you're on the cart.
Yeah. He's like Steve Bloom in the sense that he's only got one voice he does, but it's a very good voice.
Yeah, so he pops
But you
up
always
everywhere.
recognize him when you hear him.
Yeah, recognize him like miles away. I think he actually appears
Unlike Troy Baker, who's a very good voice actor because he
has
becomes a
variety.
different role. Like you never recognize Troy Baker because he always sounds different.
What do you think of 15? I kind of liked it. I think we already talked about this, but
15 was okay. It was it wasn't great, but it was better than 13, and that at least shows that they're improving.
yeah, I I genuinely enjoy 15. I think I'll enjoy 7 for the same reason. Only I don't think 7 will have quite as much world exploration. Plus, well, no, I was gonna say, plus you get to be like a sexy boy band in leather driving around, and you can't do that in Final Fantasy 7. Well, you kind of can. Okay, so do you
Uh,
want to do Calderis or Typhon Pyramus?
I'm still doing my equipment first.
Oh yeah, I should do that myself. Because I got some power. I got some Terminator armor. Oh yeah, we are ready to parlay. Rufonse. Maybe I'm gonna give him the
Let's
flamer just
see.
for this one next mission and get rid of it after. Just for the sake of it, just to spice it up. Say spicy meat. Actually, no, I'll give that to
Oh,
Tarkus.
hang on. Purity seal plus 30 armor rating to all nearby allies. You want that on Honey Tits?
Yeah, sure. That seems like a good idea.
So
Although
all
I
your
can't actually use
folks
it.
up in the melee can be all nice and armored up.
Oh, I can't actually use it though. Um,
K-pop looking Cloud in the new game. Yeah, seriously.
extremely. There's
It's very K-pop.
somebody somebody. Oh, I can't use it because it's I'm in Terminator armor. That's going to be me from here on out. I'm going to be in Terminator armor. Uh,
You can't use purity seals when you're in Terminator?
oh, it's a purity seal. Okay. 30% armor. Yeah, okay. No, because I have the missile launcher and I only have two settings. I can't use them.
Oh, okay.
Grip drop pod beacon
Maybe
at orbital bump. So yeah, you
maybe
guys.
on Tarkus then?
Yeah, maybe Tarkus might be alright with that.
Seems like a good thing to take.
All right, let's get rid of the. Uh, can Thaddeus use the Hammer of Kildare? When is that? Level 18, and he's level 14. Then no, I'm actually going to get rid of the Hammer of Kildare. Goodbye, Hammer. You were good. Um, Sexy K-pop, yes. Like, there's a scene in the new Final Fantasy where Tifa discovers like Cloud, the dress, the makeup. I know, I know, I got it flawlessly. Now back to another topic. He stops to appreciate how pretty he looks, and then off he goes. It reminds you of Stewie from Family Guy, that episode where like he puts on Lois' makeup by accident, and then he's like, oh, "Wait a minute, huh?" And then
Luna says that shit. Luna says that Wedge reminded her of Billy. Honestly, I don't see why Billy would be angry about that. He'd probably like that.
yeah, it's a Star. After all, Wedge is a Star Wars reference.
Yeah, but not only that, you know how Billy is about fat
Fatting
boys
around.
solidarity.
Yeah, fat boys of the world unite.
He'd probably say that Wedge is a sweet boy who's just fatting around.
Fatting around. Fatting around. Fat, fat,
All right.
fat, fatting
Yes.
around.
Let us look at the next mission. Um, where are we now? Meridian. Okay. Yeah, I guess either one of those places is good. Actually, might as well do. Yeah, we might as well do Typhon because it's got a timed one on it.
Yeah, you want to do that. Let's have a quick look at two will combat discipline, two stamina combat discipline. Um, reading one stamina, 73 health. Steel of Dawn. Uh, 48, 40, 39. You don't want any of these new armors by any chance?
No.
Alright, well then Tarkus is leveled up and Honey Tits doesn't need any of the old
Let me
school
double
armor.
check, but I don't think I do. No, those are. Actually, wait a second. I might take one of them because of the accuracy bonus. Although
Ooh,
I would
Tarkus
lose
can take the
damage
other.
if I had the
Thaddeus, sorry,
accuracy.
can take the other. Which means then
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm okay.
I'll leave him now.
You do whatever.
40, let's give him let's give him that. And then let's give him this. Davian Thule now can level up, and for once he is now completely leveled up. Fantastic. Uh,
But I do like how the new remake is flushing out a lot of side characters.
yeah, I know that pisses off some of the purists though. They're like, but Jesse, you don't need to know her backstory, and but why not? You've got time. You might as well. It'll make her death all the more impactful.
I know, right?
Like, it's not just sort of like, oh, Jesse's a nerd who kind of fancies you, and Wedge is fat.
Oh no, she used to kind of fancy you. Now she's thirsty as fuck.
I saw that. Yeah, I wonder if her and Tifa get into a catfight over here,
And
or maybe Eris.
I've only seen the demo for it, and even in that she was thirsty as hell.
Uh, let's see. All right, gun is now leveled up, and now we can.
Also, I hope they do something better with Tifa and they don't have like just stupid slot machine stuff for her limit breaks again.
Oh, I know. Um,
That kind of ruined her as a character. I didn't want to have her in my party because her limit was so unreliable.
mm, I think we can make it. I think I could make this a little bit more efficient, but fuck it, let's go. So which one? Calderis or Typhon?
Yeah, Typhon.
Okay, 3 days left.
That was the one with the time
Reward
division
is
on it,
Power
remember?
Sword. Okay. Reward
Also, don't
Power
forget
Sword.
to form, we're gonna need to form up the actual squads again.
Oh yeah. On by me, although I've got the squad I want, so you just have to.
And Luna, you should definitely play Bioshock. Absolutely.
Oh,
And
abso
and
100%,
and
maybe.
and to your question of which one, my answer is yes.
Yeah. Two used to get so much hate, but now people are a lot kinder on it.
I quite like two. I've always liked two.
The problem, I think, the major problem with two was that the storyline, in my opinion, was not as good, but the gameplay, I think, is a little bit better, just a little bit.
And speaking of
And then
voice
as
acting,
for Infinite,
mm-hmm.
I
Yes,
think,
very
yeah,
yes.
yeah, 100%. And I know again that people can get complaining about it, saying that oh, it didn't look as good in the trailer. No, it didn't. It's true. They did kind of lie through their teeth. But the thing is that the game came out of it. It's great. I haven't even done the DLC where you get to play in
Oh, it's
Bioshock.
very good.
It looks cool,
I
like
recommend
detective
it as well.
agency sort of thing going
Yeah.
on. I approve. But anyway, sorry.
There's actually a two DLCs
Nice.
based on that. But yeah, they're both very good. Here's a tip for you, Luna. When you play Bioshock Infinite, pay attention to everything because there's a lot of story that's not spelled out unless you find secrets and really pay attention to the
Mm.
details. There's some deep stuff in there that is really eye opening if you find it.
When you're done,
And there's a lot of clues and hints.
yeah. When you're done, then you can make your own decision on whether or not it is as amazing as people say it out to be. Me, I wasn't disappointed, but as the years go on, I'm like, oh, there's a good few plot holes in this, isn't there? But that's what you get with any time travel story. As a rule, it is next to impossible to write a time travel story without plot holes.
Oh, one of my favorite time travel plot holes fuck ups was the Prince of Persia series.
Hmm.
Did you ever play Warrior Within?
I did, but I didn't do a very good job. Like, I didn't actually play it all.
Gigantic plot hole in that one. They basically reveal like the game begins with you being chased by this huge beast, right?
Mm.
And you determine that you have to go to the Isle of Time to undo things so that this beast isn't hunting you anymore. And you eventually find out that spoilers for this game, I guess, but you find out that the reason this thing is chasing you is because you went to the Isle of Time and fucked around with things. Like it's basically one of those
Self-fulfilling prophecies.
self-causing cycle things. Like the reason this thing is happening is because I came here to prevent this thing from happening because this thing was happening.
Mm.
That doesn't make any sense. If it wasn't happening in the first place, then why did you come here the first time?
Yeah. Then again, they argue, oh, it's an infinite time loop. Time doesn't work like that. No spoils, but what's the name of it? Closer to the Sun has that the whole time travel angle to it, and a scene very similar to that happens where one person says this, and wait a minute, this causes this, and all you can say is, oh, it's time travel. You don't need to worry about it too much. And no, that's a cheap out move. Hell, even the most famous one of all, Back to the Future, has a glaring problem with it. Like the whole sort of like sending a message. Yeah, but how did he know he was going to be there? Oh, because he knew he'd be there exactly on time. But like,
Because he's already sent the message. Yeah.
yeah, it's like I love this thing so much. The missile launcher, it's so OP.
And Luna, which one's the Sands of Time? It's the one right before Warrior Within. Basically,
Yeah, you got the
the
first.
Sands of Time started a little trilogy.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be the only Prince of Persia because Prince of Persia is like an older game series as well.
There's been a lot of them.
Yeah.
Oh shit,
God
Cyrus
damn
is down. What
Cyrus.
the hell was Cyrus doing way out there?
What the hell does Cyrus do to make him think that he can be like
I don't know why he keeps doing that.
yeah, oh my god, how the hell am wait, my missile launcher should fix this. Missile launcher! Choo 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 choo! I'm a
It
fucking
is
Gundam.
pretty. But I think also there's a lot of people now that have played like these modernish Prince of Persias, but that have never played the pain of the original one.
Oh, side scroller platformers an art form onto themselves, and it's so hard to get ones that work right because it's down to like you're thinking, oh well, it's simple, just don't fall into the pit. Yeah, but you also want to actually make. I'd have him like run away now, like Cyrus, like just retreat.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, still
See,
didn't make it.
see what I mean? Beep. I
Cyrus, get out
said
of
in
there, you
Holio you.
soft, squishy
Remember,
little
don't
boy.
fuck up.
The sad thing is, he's got an armor bonus on him already.
Oh, there's armor bonuses, and then there's scaled enemy armor bonuses, attacks. Like especially because these are
Yeah.
like heavy duty orcs, as it is.
I liked I forget which one they called it. There was another Prince of Persia that came out later where they gave him elemental powers as well as the time rewind. I think it was the last one they made.
Yeah. Is it like Duel of something of Fate or something like that?
Maybe I don't remember. It was pretty cool though, because I remember one power you could get where you could take.
Was that when they made Prince of Persia all like emo and dark and serious? Like grim
No, that was
dark Prince
Warrior
of
Within.
Persia. Yeah, I remember that.
But they do things like you could freeze water in place, like not literally turn it into ice, but like
Like
time
just
freeze water.
yeah.
So it would be solidified. So like there'd be a few spots where there was like a spray of water coming out of a wall, and you could freeze it and make it into a handhold that you could then do parkour off of.
That's a cool
Or
little.
you could turn a waterfall into a solid piece that you could jump off of.
Mm.
Things like that.
Like stuff like
And I
that. I
got
know. I know. Inspired games like say Assassin's Creed and the like. But Assassin's Creed, I don't think has ever gotten like that creative, that level of
yeah, and it
creativity.
got complicated too. Like you'd have to freeze and unfreeze multiple times while in the air, while doing a series of acrobatics.
You know, a game I got for free
It's
on
pretty
Epic a
fun.
little while ago, and I thought was pretty good. I streamed it on here. City of Brass.
Oh yeah, I remember watching one of your videos of that.
Yeah. I didn't generally enjoy it, but Rogue, get Cyrus back there. Move, move, Cyrus, away from all the scary people who will hurt you.
Yeah, he's very eager.
He's so eager. He's like, I'm not weak. I'll show you. I'll show all of you. You don't have to show
Yeah,
anything. Just snipe them from a distance like a sweet boy. Sweet sniper boy.
I think he just doesn't understand how to use the attack move properly. Like you'll notice, I'll give the same order to both of them. I'll have both of them selected, and I'll do an attack move. And Avatus will stay back and shoot them until they're gone. But Cyrus will keep creeping up into melee for some reason.
Get Avatus up on top of the hill because the arc firing just hits like the
Yeah, that is not working for him down there.
uh, I literally just walked through that wood orc and he died.
I wasn't even attacking him. I'm just walking over here.
Kind of like when you've maxed out every stat on a character in Oblivion, and enemies just kill themselves when they attack you.
Hey, can't you see I'm walking here?
Um, hey, I'm being a space marine over here. Now, there's a chapter for homebrew of the week for 40k theories. The wise guys. Fallen by an unknown
Yeah.
founding somewhere in the Bronx system. Near the Omerta stars. Uh,
I like it.
yeah. I
We're gonna make the orcs an offer that can't refuse.
Orcs never refuse an opportunity to die. Although that's not how they see it, but
It's true. It's true.
Orcs don't lose. If we just die, that doesn't count.
They got to get into a fight, and doesn't that really mean they're winning?
Well, they win before it begins.
God damn it, Cyrus.
I think orcs are the perfect example of like Dutch courage. considering a lot of them are drunk off their asses.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we come. Kill him. Kill him. You fool. You foolish fool. I put on DP in the segment the guests or something like that, like suggested guests on the Discord.
Uh-huh.
I put down Kill Boda. Have you ever seen his stuff before?
Never heard of him.
He does like he scams online like tech support scammers, like Indian sort of like call
Yeah, okay,
centers.
yeah. I saw him once.
Yeah. I even love his open, like it's just a collection of like, wait a moment, sir, just wait a moment, and he plays like
I
really
saw him on
crazy
some show.
characters.
I don't remember if it was DP or something else.
Oh, I love his stuff. I asked like if he has ever been on DP before, or if he has anyone ever suggested it. I would love to see him on that because he must have some crazy ass stories. He once lasted like a week scamming a like one of those call center people out of like 10 grand.
Oh, I think it might have been this other show I watched called Dropped Frames.
That sounds familiar.
It's a gaming podcast.
Mm.
I think that might have been where I saw him.
I love his characters, like the way he puts on like the ditzy valley girl or the old grandmother.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you want me to get cards? Okay, is it for your birthday? No, no, ma'am, no, 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 it is not for my birthday. I'm driving now, and he's just holding back laughs, looking at the camera. He puts on sound effects, and they think he's driving.
He puts a lot of effort into it.
Oh, he goes through so much effort, and he puts like little nods there that if they had any sense, they would
Little
actively,
clues.
yeah. And it isn't a language barrier thing. They just are that fucking dumb. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
he once got a guy fired live on air, which was fucking great. And I think he's also helped like organize stings and shit like that. There's a guy from India, from Northern Ireland, who did that. He organized a sting for one of those on his stream, and like the police raided the building.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the sort of vigilanteism I support. I don't support whatever the fuck's going on in the sort of like stop the shutdown. Let us go back to get our haircuts and shit like that.
That's not even vigilantism. That's just
Well, they think it's vigilanteism. It's just them being selfish little shits. Did you see the Las Vegas mayor? She didn't have the power, but she suggested Las Vegas become a test case by reopening it up, just so they can have people. The casinos can.
yeah. She wanted the casinos back open. Let's find a new way to cram people in together.
Yeah,
Spread disease like a.
we did a shit
another
job
mo-
on that one.
Ugh.
But my character's level 20 now.
When I heard about that, I was like, yeah, of course she wants to do that.
Yeah,
Wants
because
her money back.
the only reason she got that job was probably because the casinos bought her
Yeah.
out. I've seen him
Yeah, gee,
before.
who wants to get the casinos running again? The mayor of Vegas. Go figure.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Bloody hell.
Yeah, you're in Reno, aren't you there, Luna? Shame we never got to meet. But I am going to be hitting up the West Coast 2020, so you never know.
I've never been to Reno, but I have been to the Vegas area a couple times.
Nice.
Luna might know what I'm talking about when I say I've got some family in Henderson.
That's a
Which is
little
basically
nod.
right
That's a
on the edge
nod
of
and wink
Vegas.
moment, isn't it?
It's what?
That's a little nod and wink moment, isn't it?
Well, it's just a city. It's a little city, a little town in Vegas, on the edge of Vegas that people that aren't from Nevada probably don't know about.
All right. I was actually intimidated.
Um,
Had I gotten as far as Vegas, um, I was worried that well, if I hadn't already spent all my money, I would have ended up like a lot of my cash would have been gone. Not that I gamble, but I imagine I'd have like gone into a bar that everything would have been so overpriced and the food would have been overpriced because I didn't bother doing my research. So I'd only ever planned to spend a day there.
Anthony
Uh,
Luna knows Henderson. But yeah, one thing I've found about Vegas is
Vegas.
all the food in Vegas is either really, really good or really, really mediocre.
Well, usually if you're that shit faced coming out of the casinos, you don't care if the food's
Yeah,
mediocre. I wanted to go to the Heart Attack Grill, just
but then you've
with
also
Billy,
got the really high end stuff for the high rollers, I guess.
Mm.
But there's not much in between.
There was a few places I wanted to go to. I wanted to go to that cafe where every single hostess is topless. It's not even like a strip club; they're just topless, wandering
Mm-hmm.
around. I wanted to go for obvious reasons. I wanted to go to a was it? I wanted to go to the Heart Attack Grill because of Billy. I was meant to look out for
Yeah,
Nurse Nasty. Uh,
I'm curious to try that place out.
oh,
Actually, it's funny. Vegas is the first time I ever had um first time I ever had chicken fried steak,
mm,
and it's the first time I had Popeyes.
nice. Was that at the same time?
Well, not the same day, but I think it was the same trip.
Taking these glasses off, they're annoying the back of my ears.
I don't know when the next time I'll go out there is going to be, but be a good opportunity for a meetup. Absolutely,
Yeah, fuck yeah.
potentially. All right. Well, I think our next mission is going to be a tough choice. What do you think we should do?
Hmm.
Should we do the one mission we have available to us,
Or should we do
or
the
the
one
one mission
mission
we have available to
available
us?
to us? Yeah. To Calderis, home of
Yeah.
nothing. Yeah, I'd be definitely down for that. Anyone else we could pull in as well. Meet up at the Heart Attack Grill, everyone.
Yeah. There you go.
Maybe we can get Billy to drop in. He's always finding he wants an excuse to go to Vegas.
Only if his favorite waitress is there.
Well, even if he doesn't come, I'm gonna find her. She will stand out from the crowd, or at least stand under the crowd.
Definitely, definitely stand under the crowd.
I won't say that to her face, though. Of course, I'll
Ironically,
say it
the
to the
crowd
top
will
of
be
her head.
ironically the middle of a crowd will be the hardest time to find her.
I think that's why to put her on a stage.
Yeah.
I also want to. I'll generally want to do the weighing scale thing as well. That'll be pretty good. The weight, the scales outside the front of it.
Yeah. By
Uh,
the way, for Half Breed Ninja, if you're still watching and not knowing what the hell we're talking about because we're doing all these in jokes,
yeah, I keep
this guy's
forgetting that other people
favorite
exist.
waitress at this restaurant is a little person,
She is. She is.
so she'd be very hard to find in a crowd.
But she is dressed. She is dressed up as a naughty nurse and will give you a spanking if you don't eat all your food. She'll give you a spanking live in front of everyone.
Which is probably half the reason why he likes her so much.
Yeah, probably. I think she helped him discover his little kink.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Well, I know dudes who love those.
Nice double meaning on little kink, by the way.
Yeah, I didn't even plan for it. I like the ones that just kind of fall together like that.
Yeah.
Like I know one or two guys who like the kink of like the little girls. But those are different people who I'm no longer friends with. The little guys and like the adult woman, like the normal sized woman, and like the small person. And you ever seen that in like hentai, like comics and the like, where it's like a
I don't
little
really
guy.
read much of them, but I know the idea.
Yeah, so I'm sure there is an equivalent of like tiny, sexy girls crawling all over a big dude.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's what Billy likes.
Maybe.
Hey, I'm not king shaming, and he's cool. He's so open with it.
As long as they're adult and just small, right?
Well, obviously.
Who doesn't like a good halfling?
You ever gotten a blumpkin from a munchkin?
Actually reminds me that I remember in Lord of the Rings movies at the end of the trilogy when Samwise settles down with that girl he likes.
Yeah,
Ooh, she was gorgeous.
yeah. The what what's her name? Lily or something? It,
No idea.
yeah. Oh, let's get the shrine.
Oh yeah. Um, I don't no idea what her name was, but I would have hit that pretty damn hard. I'll tell you that.
You know, maybe because I grew up with like an ocean of red-haired girls, curly red-haired girls. It doesn't really affect me the same way. I didn't realize how much of a kink it was, so I started going over to like America and even in the UK. Although not so much in the UK. In fact, if anything, you should probably know what the term a ginger is.
Ginger.
Ginger, yeah. Um, it's considered kind of like unattractive, but I don't really play into that. Like, it just doesn't like. Wow, they've got red hair. It's more like, yeah, just
Well, of course,
yes.
if anybody on the planet is not impressed by redheads, it's going to be an Irishman.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Fucking
especially
dime a
because
dozen over there.
yeah. Although a lot of times girls will then like dye their hair blonde and put on fake tans and look like what's the term the incels use? Is it Stacy's?
Stacey's.
Yeah,
Which is
that's
an awful shame, if you ask me.
yeah. Uh, but at the
Talk
same,
about a loss of quality.
mm, then again, you don't have to believe anything an incel says. If they think this, then it's almost certainly untrue.
Yeah. I love it when the orcs yell DACA.
Daka, 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 daka. Almost makes me think that they're doing it when they do other things, like sleepy, 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 sleep. Snore, snore.
Hey, the best way to fall asleep is to yell loudly about it.
I, for one, every time I'm taking a shit, 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 shit. Well, actually, especially if
I
I
mean, it
come,
depends what you ate beforehand.
yeah, if I'm coming out of an Indian restaurant, oh god, yeah.
I had a friend who had a moment like that of we went to an Indian restaurant, he had a vindaloo. Then later
Ooh,
on and then a couple hours later at his apartment, he's like, "Ah, it's still spicy on the way out."
um, I'm actually one thing I was surprised by with just the lack of Indian restaurants over in the US and Canada. I mean, you'd find them from time to time, but they're very obscure. But then again, I'm like, oh well, of course, if you guys want spice, then what you do is you go Mexican food.
Depends where you go. Some of them, like bigger cities, will have a bunch of them, but smaller
Oh
places
yeah,
will sometimes have one or zero.
zero. Over here, it's the trifecta of takeout would be not counting any like fast food like McDonald's and the like. You have chippers, you have Chinese, and you have Indians. In the UK, Indians
Yeah.
are even more prolific.
Oh, and Luna, Indian food is my absolute favorite.
I'm
Love
getting
it.
more and more into Indian food. I absolutely love naan bread. Naan bread is
I'm
just
I'm I'm a
so good.
fiend for curries.
Yeah, I like kormas. I'm and kebabs or just not kebab the kebab meat in particular. Kebabs themselves depends, but like it's all so especially when you're coming out of the pub, like it's just like a rite of passage. It's just something to do. If you don't go to the chipper, you don't go to the Chinese.
Yeah.
We and of course it barely got anyone. Okay, Tarkus, you go back and you get your boys, sweet boys. You see, this is the problem now. If you notice, in the orcs are like a lot chunkier, a lot harder to take. They're not any.
Yeah.
They are a little stronger, but mostly what they are is just they've got more health. That's it. Like it doesn't really add anything. It just stretches it out. And they do this
Yeah.
just because your character's leveled up, and it just becomes a
When
slog.
I see Cyrus decided to go walkies on me again.
Yeah, but on the plus side, he's where he stopped. I ended up being able to beat him up. This is
Alright,
why
let's
I
pull
keep
him
the
out
power
here.
armor. This is why I keep the Terminator armor. Like it's just I can just be like a sea of just not getting hurt. I love Greek and Indian. Oh, there's a nice Greek restaurant up
Mm-hmm.
near where I used to live in Swords. But I've had actually more real Greek food in like Greek islands than I've ever had like at home. And oh my God, Greek food can be great. Uh, Better than any other people in the world on the proper use of olive oil, I think.
I would definitely like to try like Greek food from Greece.
You can get. Have you ever had like Greek pizza? They're the ones that originally made
Yes.
it. Yeah, like it's just like a flatbread. It almost looks like you've taken like some sort of pita sandwich or wrap and just unfurled it.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I like to go to Greece and try it there.
Yeah, oh, it's so fresh, it's so nice, and it's not heavy like a lot of Italian food is. So in that weather, that's perfect. A lot of it isn't even
Yeah,
cooked sometimes. Like it's just like
and
raw.
Luna was mentioning Lebanese. Like, before the
Mm.
whole pandemic thing started, I used to get Lebanese food whenever I'd go out to the grocery store because the grocery store I shop at is attached to a mall, and they've got a shawarma joint there in their food court. So just for convenience, I'd go buy groceries and then grab a shawarma before I went home.
I believe I've actually never
And oh
tried
man,
Lebanese, but
it
it's
was a
on my
good one.
to-do list. Especially after what's his name, Geography Now, after he went and visited the Middle East and got like tours around by a prince of Saudi Arabia and shit like that. He got to see everything, like, the best that part of the world has to offer. And the food looked, some of it looked really good. There was this sort of like cake thing that's like one half like flatbread, one half cake, and they put it in like this sour sauce, and it's like really common there. That one would have been in Syria, I do believe, not in not in Lebanon. But I don't know what it's called. It looked
Interesting.
promising. Yeah, I'll tell you one thing they do really nice in like Middle Eastern Arabic countries, teas. Because of course they don't drink alcohol, they have to experiment more with different type of drinks, and the tea houses can be absolutely lovely. I got a cup of incredibly strong mint tea. When I say this stuff was strong, this stuff makes like the taste you get from like good toothpaste, like weak in comparison, and
Hmm.
it's almost undrinkable. So you sip it very slowly. You're thinking, oh, it's a scalding hot country. Why are you drinking a scalding hot drink? I think your body adapts to it and kind of like balances out the humors. But you're walking the rest of the day with like the mintiest breath in the world. Puts any
I,
Listerine to shame, you know?
I like mint tea, especially like spearmint
Mm.
or peppermint.
And they put like a whole sprig of it in. It's like drinking a mojito.
Yeah, and it's funny because I actually don't like mint candies at all, but
Very few I can think of.
I like mint leaf, like fresh leaf
Yeah, and I imagine like your
or
gum.
tea.
If you ever have gum, you have like mint gum.
Yeah, yeah. I just don't like the actual candied version.
Mm. Yeah,
But
white
the actual
pizza.
mint leaf is so different from the candy. It's crazy.
I'd love to try a lot of different types of Japanese food that isn't sushi. Because whenever you think of Japanese food, you immediately
Hmm.
think, oh, sushi. Well, they have so many different types. Um, I know I've had like bento boxes and the like before, but
Those are
they
good, but
they
yeah,
they, they can be really nice. Um,
I really
oh
like proper ramen, like actual restaurant ramen.
yeah, I watched a travel documentary yesterday, and it was like on the bullet train, and they have noodle shops there that you just like select. You don't even need to talk to them. You just there's like a machine that has like all the pictures on it. You pick it, you scan your card, and then you that has money on it, and then like a little piece of paper. It's not even like a credit card, and you go over, and they get those noodles ready in 20 seconds, like a whole bowl of them.
Yeah, they've got the stuff all pre-ready to go, and they're just assembling it.
That's right. Uh, it was like I got a breakfast. It kind of reminds me when I was in Canada when I was leaving it. Toronto, they had something very similar. It wasn't as fast, but it was the same principle. You just went over and you picked your thing. That was on the bus at the Greyhound station, and there was this like kiosk thing there. I had a choice between that and more Tim Hortons, and I'm like, ah, no, 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 no more Tim Hortons.
Yeah, not when you got all these other more interesting options.
Plus, at this point, I'm like, no, it's just not the coffee in particular. I was very disappointed with Tim Hortons. Of course, that one there in Buffalo apparently is famous for being really bad. And that, of course, as a result, I went to eat there 3 times just due to the way I was moving about
Well, that's because
in
it's
America.
American Tim Hortons, not proper Canadian Tim Hortons.
Well, it's right there on the border, and it's like only a few minutes in the difference. I can imagine the quality would have been so massive. But actually, I'm not going to lie, it did really put me off Tim Hortons.
I
Um,
don't know. It's all right here.
I hear most Americans say whenever they try it, they go, it's alright, but you guys kind of have a religious respect for it. It's weird. It took me
I'm
years to
not a massive
realize
coffee
these.
guy either way, but
Oh, you're not big into coffee?
nah.
I'm starting to
Actually,
really.
my last job is the only time I ever drank coffee regularly, and it's just because I worked at a restaurant, so I could have free coffee in the morning.
Hell yeah.
I was making it myself.
Might as well. Wake you up.
I'd go in and I'd make a pot of coffee for the staff to drink before we opened.
Well, considering how I was moving about so much in the States, coffee was kind of my go-to, and well, best thing I could say about most of the stuff I drank over there was that it was cheap, but every once in a while I'd have like a really nice blend of rich, rich something or other. And Cleveland, I think I had the best cup of coffee on the trip there, and probably the worst was the Tim Hortons ones that would just be like, ugh. I actually kept a cup. I didn't touch it, but when I got back on the bus, I mixed in like a bottle of vodka with it just to knock it back. Just to give it, just be like, well, now I can actually want to drink it.
Actually, one thing our restaurant served that I quite liked, but never learned how to make myself, is we had some really good lattes actually.
Mmm, that is good.
Um, but I never ended up learning how to make those because I mean, it's more complicated, right,
Mm,
than just standard coffee. And I didn't really need to learn it because I was the dishwasher. So,
yeah.
um,
You couldn't have
but
asked somebody on like a quiet day to. Oh, of course, because how else would you know how? Um, what's Luna say? I miss making espressos. Yeah, I liked. I always.
espressos.
Yeah, espressos.
There's no X.
I always prefer the X because it sounds fancier. Had some mint in my party. It was good. Yogurt too. Oh, Japanese food is good. Real ramen is so freaking good. Yeah. I've, I really wanted to experience more like random food. Like when I was in New York, I got to experience a lot of like the side food. But then of course there was tons of stuff I never got a chance to try. There was a I kept passing by the same um, Hala cart, like van, and I was a little bit like I've always seen Hala meat, but I don't think I've ever like had outright like food from like that. So I was always curious, and I just never did. And when I was homeless in New York on the trip back, I ended up the day I was outside Bartholomew's waiting for the embassy to open up. I found out that like there was this Greek cart next to me, like this van pulled up, and it was so popular. People were just stopping and waiting in line like ages. Although even back then, like the coronavirus scare was in full swing, and people were starting to. I saw a fight at one point between these two people who were like, "You're too close to me, man. Don't you know there's a thing going? Like there's a pandemic around?" And the guy's like, "Oh, that's bullshit, man. You know that. Just let me get my damn my damn Greek food in peace." You know, but it was still pretty damn popular.
Yeah, there's this one restaurant here that, or not, or sorry, grocery store, because they're doing the whole lineup thing, right?
Mm,
Um, but the way they're doing their lineup is they have one of those things set up so the lineup winds back and forth across itself. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Which kind of defeats the purpose of social distancing because you're right next to people while you're in line.
I've thought that myself. Like, also, so many people forget that when you pick something up, unless you're going to take it with you, you put it back. If you have Corona, it's going to stick to that item.
Yeah, for like what, a day or something.
Depending on the thing, it could be as little as a few hours. I know brass, for example, 6 hours at
Oh,
minimum. But like, how
Luna
many
was asking
things?
if you had Brooklyn pizza.
Did I have Brooklyn pizza? Yes, I did. I had Brooklyn. I had pizza in Brooklyn. No, I had it in Long Island. My bad. Never actually got to it.
How about a chili dog? That's also a very New York food.
Yeah, I did get the New York hot dogs a lot of times. They were cheap. They were very cheap, and New York bagels. Oh my God, New York bagels are as good as people say they are. They are so soft, squishy, so
Mhm.
full. The shitty New York. They were actually advertised. There was this guy
Oh,
outside of out of
nice artillery strike, by the way.
yeah, but could have done a different angle at that.
Here, I'll
There,
debt charge it.
yeah. What was it? There was this guy outside of the big train station there. What is it? Penn Station. And sure enough, he was screaming for like $5 off on your for this bagel place. But he was literally shouting it as get shitty hot. This is actually what he said. Shitty New York bagels. You really using real New York shitty water. And it wasn't like South Park, it was like shitty wall and things like that. No, apparently everyone disagrees. It's like the water they use apparently is shit and somehow produces really nice tasting bagels.
Strange.
It is. I'm guessing like the chemicals or something. Mech Big Zappa. I'll bring your head to Gringoff Gorge myself. Splitters love 'em.
New York certainly have a way of naming themselves, don't they?
They do. Although, considering how dumb they are, in all fairness, I'm actually surprised they don't run out of names. I can't imagine he's the first ever um, Bitskiza or whatever. Melee attack. Stance. Oh, that's one reason my character is being a fucking idiot. I want him to do melee attacks. No point fighting him if he can go near any of those bloody generators. Because it took me years to realize this, but the generators actually enhance nearby orcs. It says so right there, but I never bothered to read it. I had $1 pizza though in around Manhattan. And it's very hard to find that these days. There's usually like an extra 25-cent charge, but every once in a while you'll find one that has the best way of just showing how great it was just tap. I got like the greasiest one I could
Hold
think
on, we
of.
got guys coming from the south. Don't go east yet.
All right, I'm just taking this shit out. But there was like no grease on it. I got a pepperoni slice, and it was just no grease. You go to Ireland, and that slice would just be dripping. It would be swimming in it. Pizza.
Yeah, I've had pizza like that before.
Yeah, it's cheap ass stuff. But I mean, don't get me wrong. If you're hungry, it's better to have crap pizza than no pizza.
'Tis true. I heard a joke once that pizza was like sex. Even when it's bad, it's still pretty good.
Yeah, pretty much. I think if Homer had never been from The Simpsons had never been a drinker, instead of alcohol, he'd have said pizza, cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
Yeah.
It's a good backup. It's a good backup. And there's Mech Biz Zappa, but he's about to be dead Zappa. And he's dead. Oh, zog it! I knew I should have
Wow.
replaced more of me squishy bits.
Kicked his ass pretty quickly.
Yeah, Jesus, he went down like a fucking bitch. This is, I think, is where that mortar strike effect would have been useful.
Hmm.
All right, Tarkus, you draw him off. So Cyrus could not die straight away. So Cyrus
There's an
dies a
idea.
lot. Whoop. You got the demolition pack.
Yeah, what about it?
I was thinking more to use it on the teleporter, but okay.
Well, I was going to use it on the thing that was actually shooting at us at the time.
You know, orc trucks look a lot like sort of toys from the '90s you get for like your action figures. Like,
Absolutely.
did you ever get like the turtle van, the Teenage Mutant Ninja
I
Turtle?
didn't, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's it. Also, I had the Toxic Avenger vehicle. That was cool because the Toxic Avenger had his own kids show, if you remember that.
Yeah. All right. Hey, Luna, have a good nap.
Oh, okay.
Catch you later.
You good talking to you there, Luna?
Yeah, what was that about the Toxic Avenger, though?
Yeah, did you ever see the cartoon that came out? 'Cause that's where
No.
I was really young at the time. I must have been about 3 or 4.
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, that was a part of the weird trend of making like pseudo to outright full-on adult things into kids shows. Like Aliens had its own animated series for a while. Like what the fuck?
That's a little weird.
It is. And when I was growing up, also Starship Troopers had its own CGI show that I watched religiously. It even had an
Oh,
episode where
damn.
one of them had post-traumatic stress and started going crazy. Started pointing his
Yeah,
gun at people.
were the bugs as sexy, though? Because Scotty will need to know that.
There was a few of those beetle bugs for sure. Um, I honestly, I don't know how a lot of that stuff was past muster, but of course, then they couldn't have shown gay people or kissing or drinking alcohol because that already stopped. I remember that episode of Doll M for Monkey, that spin-off of Dexter's Laboratory that got pulled because it showed the commander drunk at a company picnic.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and then of course, the scandal of the, what was that show, Arthur or whatever, the gay teacher?
That was very recent today. That's fine because we let a lot
Yeah.
of stuff slide when we were kids, or they did back in the day.
Some idiots are whining about it, though.
But of course, and they always will. Um, and they talk about boycotts, and no one gives a shit because there's such a minute amount of people. But like, we didn't have the balls to show gay couples or maybe talk about divorce. Uh,
Yeah.
so while we definitely did like let a lot of things slide. In all fairness, they're ballsy in other ways today. Plus, to be honest with you, the storylines are better in this day and age. Like there's more detail to them. They're not so sort of. They're not like He-Man. He-Man had the most boring ass stories ever. It was he shows up, beats things, the end. He never lost ever once. It was no sense of urgency or threat. He was just like there.
Yeah. It's true.
And I got my chain gun. Oh, beauty, 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 beauty boy, beauty boy. You're probably thinking, hey, your character doesn't have any gun skills, and you're actually right. But it does have an attack, special attack that allows you to basically mode. Oh wait, no, 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 my bad, my bad. I shouldn't give that to him. I should give that to Tarkus. Oh, Avitus and Force Commander. But you don't want your Avitus to have the chain gun, do you?
No, I mean, not right now, but we'll see what happens when I get Terminator armor.
Well,
When
then
I find
let's
some
go
more
to
suits of
Tempest
it.
of Fist. I'm going to use a Tempest of Fist then. Thaddeus has no weapon he can use. Let's get rid of all these. Tarkus, level up Blaze of Retribution.
Also, you've got some extra melee weapons sitting there that you might want to evaluate.
Hmm. Compatible with the Cyclone missile launcher. Yeah, well, my character now he can only use Terminator-based weaponry, and I want to keep him that way so he can have the Cyclone missile launcher, and eventually the thing that'll allow him to heal instantly. Or does he not? Can he not use that and the banner? Can he not use that and his Terminator armor? I don't think he can use both. Damn.
I don't think so.
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. You might get your Terminator armor from me then. Or maybe I'll give that to Tarkus and we can keep bumping down. Because eventually they'll start spawning random Terminator armor. Because after like you have to prepare for this final fight, you'll just keep like spawning new attacks that won't really go anywhere. Okay, so I got a third combat slot for Tarkus. So that'll be useful. Let's give him
What does that
the
mean? What's a combat
oh
slot?
accessory slot.
Oh,
Yeah.
that makes a lot more sense. It's funny
I'm
how
still drinking that
sentences make
Hydro
more.
Sport energy drink. Ugh.
It's funny how a sentence is more understandable when you use the right words.
Hey, you've been hanging out with me now enough know that words are things.
Words are things.
Did you see the Flash Ride, the latest one?
I don't think I've seen the latest one. I've seen most
Let's
of
just
them.
say TJ goes down the exact same path of linguistical masterpiece to the point where he
What
just
was that
basically he just rage
episode
quits.
about?
What?
What was that episode about?
Oh, it's oh god, it's the
About?
one with they talk about Trump and the whole disinfectant thing. This is Flash Fried, the latest Flash Fried. So Trump and the disinfectant, the boob surgery that blocked bullets.
Oh, maybe I did see that one actually.
But TJ starts like completely mixing up words one by one, and then he says, "Right, I right, I'm not going to do that." And before he finishes the sentence, he makes another flub line like that, and he just gets Scotty can't stop laughing. TJ just gets up and leaves.
Okay, no, I haven't seen that one. That was yesterday's, Jay.
Yeah, that'll be. I
No,
won't
I
say.
haven't.
I won't say on what, but it's absolutely hilarious. I suppose I'll equip the Rosarium for Tarkus then. That could be good.
Yeah, I haven't watched that one just yet.
Okay, let's go to Typhon then. We get to fight Ripper Splitter.
One of the most orky names I've ever heard.
I wonder if there's an orc name somewhere he's just called Orc. Orky McOrkinson.
I'd vote for him. I like how our turn infestation is 0 right now.
Yeah, we know how to put shit down. You deploy in the middle of the enemy camp. So
It's a very Space Marine thing to do.
absolutely. I mean, what's the point of not having drop pods? That's where the original idea of drop pods were to happen. A country goes rogue and declares war on America, and then suddenly 50 Marines drop down in their parliament and capture everyone.
Yeah. I just like the idea of, like, why not take our method of putting the troops on the ground and make that into a weapon itself?
Because
we'll hit them with torpedoes, and then the torpedoes will spit out troops.
Yeah, when you, I mean, if you're being launched from a satellite in near orbit, when you hit the ground, you are basically a kinetic weapon that will destroy a city block.
It's like a cluster bomb, except the clusters are not more bombs; they're troops.
Yeah, it starts off with a cluster bomb, and then out come a bunch of troops. Now, at that point, if the troops are also in power armor, well, you are going to be fucked if you aren't prepared for it. And there's very little time to prepare for it, like maybe a few seconds.
You're gonna have a bad time.
You're gonna have a bad time. Gonna punch you.
You don't want a pizza when you're supposed to French fry. I like how we deploy right next to a tank.
I love how also we scared the tank off.
Yep.
Doop. Everyone should focus on Tarkus.
like your song.
It's more of a ditty, but thanks. Uh, after the tank's blown
Jaunty
up,
tune.
after the tank is blown up, I'm gonna quickly rush over to my wall over there and turn the lights on because it's getting pretty dark. I'm also going to remind anyone watching in the future, if you are enjoying this stream, don't forget to like it. And if you're not already, please consider subscribing. We got a link for it down in the description below for Krendar. Also for our Discord.
Hey.
And if you want to help out the show, start that ball of rolling down there at the bottom for our computer. You can help us out there with good old-fashioned OBS. Streamlabs OBS. No.
Donate
Also,
to the OBS.
also, Tarkus is currently unconscious because he's done Osiris and he's way over there.
Oh, he's been hanging around Cyrus too much. He's getting ideas.
Yeah.
Also, I think some orcs just tripped on the drop pod. Did you see that?
No.
They're trying to walk past the drop pod. They're just flopping onto the ground.
Too bad we don't have the one that the Raven Guard have, which is like got a bunch of turrets strapped onto the inside of it, and they deploy the second it lands. So it's just like firing bullets in every direction.
That's a great idea.
It is. There's a Horus Heresy book about the invention of it. And you're like, really, just one thing? No, it's absolutely fucking useful because you drop into an area with drop pods, and then suddenly, on top of everything else, you've got the damn thing shooting storm rounds at you. And you know they're extra bad because
I enjoy the novels that center on the Raven Guard. They're interesting.
Yeah, because it takes like a while for the Raven Guard to realize what their special is, what makes them special, and oh, they're kind of like a blank slate default one.
Well, no, because they're the infiltration and stealth guys.
No, but like the gene seed of each of the Primarchs has something unique about it.
Yeah.
And like Korax didn't really know what the hell it would be, and eventually he's like, "Oh, it's that we're like the backup if everything else if it gets too corrupted, you can always get restart from scratch with you from me." Alright, I know I was going to go over and turn the light on, but for God's sake, we've got orcs everywhere. Orcs everywhere!
Well, as soon as we get a chance to take a breather, we can wait a moment and let you do that.
Yeah, I'll just... Once we take out this generator.
Cyrus, we've talked about this.
Everyone focus on Tarkus. You're going to put on the Blessing of Fortitude.
Nice.
Doesn't last very long, does it?
No. I used to use it to make myself immune to like certain big boss attacks or something.
Like, well, we should have maybe used it with the...
You wait till it's about to hit and you just pop that guy.
Yeah.
And you just take it instead.
Like when we were fighting the Farseer, we probably would have been...
Yeah, also really good during the defense of Angel Gate.
Mm.
You have spores dropping right on top of your head and you just don't care.
I think it's those area of effect attacks that like cause insta-death if they touch you. They're the dickiest ones. Dickiest is totally a word.
It is now.
Okay, no wonder we're in bad straits. We've
lost our turkey.
Yeah, we lost our turkey, but also there's a teleporter right there.
Time.
We need to get him in Terminator armor.
Turkey, yeah.
Yeah, he's built for it. Actually, all of them should get Terminator armor by the end of this.
They should make some sort of sniper Terminator armor for Cyrus. He's got like toting rail guns on his shoulder or something. That would be pretty awesome.
How Tau of you.
Pretty much.
So
Cyrus, get the fuck out of there.
Must reach Tarkus. Must fire last super duper missiles. Is that the technical term for them? Yes. Except it's in Latin, so it's cooler sounding.
Excuse me, I believe you mean High Gothic?
Yes, of course. Apparently, Low Gothic is a collection of German and Irish words, according to the Gaunt's Ghost books. At least that's how it's expressed. I think someone said we just use Latin as an example that the reader would understand. In reality, High Gothic and Low Gothic would be completely incomprehensible to us.
Well, I'm having some trouble over here.
Okay. We're just taking care of these knobs. We're polishing these knobs. Now we can go to you.
Actually, I'm all right now, but
Oh, bit late for that
that
then.
was close. It was a good just in case measure because it was coming down to it a little bit.
Alright, so we have to go now to get that teleporter because that's just driving me crazy. It's just spamming troops.
Yeah. Teleporter.
Days after me teleporter!
The guy was
I
nuts.
don't appreciate that! Orcs. You can thank Tolkien for being a fucking snob for orcs to sound like a bunch of cockney geezers.
I know, right?
I love Lindsay Ellis's take on the Lord of the Rings movies because they are her favorite films, and yet she, as they go on, she realizes, oh wow, what a horrible situation New Zealand found itself in.
Pretty much. That's nostalgia chick, right?
Yeah. She obviously hasn't recalled that in some time now, but down goes Tarkin again.
Would you say that she might be feeling nostalgic about that title?
I think at the time she would about that title, fuck no, because it probably has so much weight to her. Wait to it. Sorry, that wasn't a chubby joke. She now has a TED talk about how this Irish guy abused her online. No, I'm a big fan of her. I'm not the biggest fan of her. I don't like how she gives the woman who made Twilight a pass.
She's not chubby. She's curvy.
She is very curvy. She's also a hell of a drinker. There's a great footage of her and her friend Nella in Central Park taking part in like a drinking contest, and Nella just downs an entire pitcher of beer and then lets out the manliest burp ever.
Nice.
Yeah, that's marriage material right there.
It is. I tried lobbing a debt charge at the teleporter, but it doesn't seem to have done it.
See what damage it
Try
has.
that
Oh,
again.
it's not the best damage in the whole widdly wide world.
Really, he did, and it just didn't
Did some damage,
do
but like
all the job enough.
no.
Thing's got a lot of health, so.
Yeah, and even the buildings are scaled up by your levels. No, I still like Lindsay. I think her take on Bright. Do you remember that terrible Netflix show with Will Smith?
Nope.
The movie. Never watched it?
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Don't. It's bad. But she breaks down like how it makes no sense about 90% of what they say because they're trying to put like fantasy in like a modern urban setting, and it just it fails so badly. Like Shrek
too,
still exists in this universe, like the movie Shrek. So would that be considered like green face? You know, like...
I mean, why don't they give that job to a real ogre, huh?
Yeah, getting a human to play an ogre, and you know, talking donkey. When they have centaurs in this universe, and at one point he
as we all know, you can't you can't pretend to be something you're not. It's not cool.
No, no. Unless, of course, the movie sucks and everyone forgets about it. Oh, hi, Scarlett
You
Johansson.
can't have a cisgender actor playing a transgender character. That's
Oh,
offensive.
yeah. But I notice only it's when men play that, when women play that, they never really get as much of it. Like, didn't Julia Roberts play a role like that? And no one batted an eye
I don't know, but I think wasn't it Scarlett Johansson got shit for that?
for playing an Asian. Yeah, the Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, but wasn't there also a trans character she played too?
I don't
Holy
know.
fuck, we're getting overrun.
We are indeed, and I don't have any more tricks in my bag. Oh, I got the Rosarium, but that's not really helping in the slightest. We should fall back to the other, like the relay beacon. We fall back.
Yeah.
We'll heal up quicker.
Cyrus, stop ignoring orders.
Sometimes shit like that can be not like bad. Great. Now the edge is at it.
Oh, that's why we're having trouble. That was the boss.
Yeah. Nothing bad all day. Um. Like some of those controversies, like everyone lost their minds over the whole fucking snowflake and safe space thing. Well, yeah, because it's
Yeah.
bad in every facet of it. Like,
It's pretty funny though. I really hope that guy's just a really dedicated troll.
I think he is a deep space, Deep Space Nine. He's a Deep Space Nine. He's a
He's a
deep
deep space
state
troll.
troll. Yeah, a very sort of Denmark from South Park sort of level of trolling. Because it has been like declared that he's actually like kind of like a comedian. So I think maybe
Yeah.
he was just playing into it. But even like the animation style was like so bad. It wasn't even like Ben 10. It was like cell shade, not cell shade. It's like not fully like shaded. It's like 60% done. It looks so cheap and basic and DeviantArty. Not good
Yeah.
DeviantArt, which is
I know what you mean.
yeah, it's just
Like people posting shit on DeviantArt that looks like it should be on their mother's fridge.
yeah. Did you ever see the drama? What's his name got into? I Hate Everything. With the Sonic stuff.
No.
He mentioned he found this one that is like it's you know the picture to see it. It's worse than Chris Chan's artwork of Sonic. It's just like a collection
Yikes.
of blue blobs, and it's like Sonic. That's how he's that's what people like make fun of him as.
Uh huh.
So
Avitus,
he
what are you doing?
Avitus,
Get your ass out of there.
but all right. Well, see that I can't actually fight now until you heal me up. I go over and pull on the light.
Yeah, I need to get myself out of this.
But yeah, he said like he said this looks like something a 5-year-old would draw, um, and the amount of people were like going at him, like say you can't say that this guy has mental problems and disabilities and he's just
Doesn't mean they're
expressing
wrong.
himself. But it just yeah, exactly. So what if he does? It's still really bad, and it wasn't even that he was like making fun of that. Um, IG even like says it like, what's that have to do with anything? It's still really bad. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and eventually, like YouTubers got hold of it, and then you got like the outrage police going and saying shit about him. He didn't fucking like, give a single fuck. In fact, he did it as an experiment to like see just how outraged people can get over just a simple comment of this picture is objectively bad, and he's not wrong. Like I said, if you could see the artwork, you'd be like, "Oh, I know this." It's held up as an example of like a bad Sonic picture.
I've probably seen it. In fact, I think I'm picturing what you're right now. I
Yeah,
think I
it's
know the one you mean.
yeah, Sonic. Um,
Jesus Christ, would you stop throwing troops at me? I have people to rescue.
yeah, I think
All right,
actually,
Cyrus, sneak in here, infiltrate, and resurrect mission.
yeah, Avitus is like the only
And
chance.
Tarkus, fall back. All
Heal
right,
up,
we're coming, Commander. You ready to extract?
yeah, as soon as I can, but that's not always a guarantee. Darkest retreat.
All right, get out.
So Robin ran away. Okay, so the gangs all returned. Um,
And Cyrus escapes under cover of a smoke bomb. I fall back to this one.
it's easier to defend.
They must have another teleporter or
They
something.
do. And it's look at the enemies they're spamming. It takes so long to get rid of them that by the time they're dead, there's a whole new group.
There's a new wave, yeah.
This is what I mean. This is, I think, the major problem of this game is this fucking like wave mechanic they got.
Thankfully, missions like this are rare, at least.
Yeah, they're end game problems. Imagine having to do this
Yeah.
early on in the campaign.
Hashtag endgame problems.
Yeah. You got the Death Dealer acquired.
Instead of first world problems, it's death world problems.
Well, talk to a Kachigan or a Valhallan about
Yeah,
Death World problems, you know?
exactly.
You're here thinking this orc is dead, and then it just shows a headless, disembodied head of an orc, just its eyes open. Am I right?
Yeah. They keep coming from over here somewhere. On the
I want to
right.
get rid of these boas.
Oh, it's this. It's the Wog banner, I think. That's doing
Oh,
it. They just appeared around it.
that's very near to death as well, so we shouldn't take very long. There we go.
Got it. Does the Wog banner actually generate troops, or does
I
it just
think.
buff them?
Well, either way, it's good that it's gone.
Because they were hanging around it either way.
I want to get rid of these fucking tank busters.
Man, it's a good thing we don't have Thule
Davian.
with us on this one.
Yeah, he just get. What about the ones who have captured las cannons?
Fuck. They'd be popping them like popcorn every 5 seconds.
Have celestial lines of them.
Oh, we might want to get Tarkus out of here.
Mm.
You need some healing.
When I get that feeling, I need some Astartes healing.
Okay, that's some gen-enhanced spunk ready to happen.
Let us cleanse the Xenos in the most spectacular way possible. With a charge. Excelsior! Work on your battle cry there, buddy.
Yeah. Sadly, I'm all out of det packs.
I'm out of everything too. We should go and find some
Some resources.
say we need to construct additional pylons.
Mm.
So, what game are you going to be playing today? Assuming you're streaming.
I am. Started last night. This game called Tanglewood.
Okay.
Just a little side-scroller platform deal. It's kind of interesting though because it's done a retro style.
I saw a character literally pop in next to that wall banner, so that answers our question.
It does. Okay. Well, Tarkus is committing suicide.
What else is new? He's actually currently
Anyway,
got.
Tanglewood. It was made a couple years ago, but they made it using a Sega Genesis dev kit.
Cool.
So it's literally a Genesis game that was never put out on the Genesis. Very retro. It's been kind of fun. It's cute, cute and cartoony. I'll probably finish that tonight, and then tomorrow I'm playing this game called Grease.
Oh, yeah, I've seen the.
Gris.
Yeah, is that the one with the girl on the cover?
Yeah, yeah. It's apparently like a 3 to 4 hour game, so I'm just gonna knock it out in one stream.
I remember the gist of it. It has a very sort of like
By the way, if we
emotional.
go northwest, we might be able to get some supplies
Yeah,
over by the not the shrine, the
yeah.
con tower.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Uh, as for me, I was gonna think about playing like a one of the other games today, but this has taken its toll out of me, and I'm still. What I might do is I might do a recording either of Just Cause, or I actually think I might do, dare I say, a review
Hmm.
of um, Age of Empires 1 and 2. And by a review, I mean I'll play it and I'll just point out like things I noticed that are very different, or whether that's a good thing or a bad
And why
thing.
would you want to play that? I don't know, just cause.
Yeah, just cause, just cause
I like how
four
the
even.
name of the game it basically describes what you're doing.
I love how when Yahtzee did his review of it, he immediately got that out of the way and said, "There, it's done. You happy?"
Yep. That man is just like a snark elemental.
He is. He's. Do you remember what? I love when like the new card games come out and he's so dismissive of them. And every once in a while he's like, "Oh yeah, there's this one. Hell, the latest one. I think he went. Why are you here? You don't want me. You don't want to come here and watch me talk about this game. You know what I'm going to say about it.
Yep.
You know what this game's about. If you don't, why are you here?" Also, he got was it Final Fantasy 13? He got a lot of people pissed off by intentionally not reviewing the game, but not even acknowledging it at all. Talks about like another game altogether, and like the
Well,
fans were just
that's the review that Final Fantasy 13 deserves.
yeah, and that's the point. Like he's just no, it's no. I love when fans lose their shit when reviewers give like a mediocre score. Like the way Jim Sterling got like death threats sent to him because he gave a 7 out of 10 on Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous. I mean, people have been doxxed, gotten death threats, shit bags sent to them, like literal like flaming bags of shit. Fucking someone's car got set on fire over a game once. I remember. Same with movie reviews. Josh Hadley apparently that's happened a few times.
People get very emotional over nothing.
It is, and then you got the stands related to uh, the the companies themselves. You can't talk bad about this company or that company. They fucking hate you, buddy. Don't you get that? Like, stop it. It's creepy. You can't talk about Activision like that. They gave great. No, buddy. They will kick you out first if you can't keep up with being the cash cow they want you to be. They
For
aren't your
sure.
friends. I mean, you're paying them to shill for them.
I think one of my favorite slangs was Jim Sterling and EA, where he calls it omnicronic arts.
I remember you talking about that, yeah. And
Just
it
the way
has,
there's constantly eating companies.
yeah, and he used the Tyranids before that.
Yeah,
We had this exact same conversation last week.
probably. Yeah,
um,
I don't understand these fanboys who get so butthurt about
I mean, one of my
bad
favorite
mouthing a
games of all
thing.
time is Oblivion, and it comes from a company I cannot stand, Bethesda. And Oblivion is a janky mess. If you ever tell that to a fanboy of Oblivion, they will lose their shit. Oblivion is famous for being janky. It's a part of its charm, I think.
Absolutely. It's
Um,
jank as hell.
yeah, there's so many great stories everyone has over like their own personal crazy ass bugs and glitches. I always remember not Jim, sorry, Yahtzee's one where an old woman was walking down the street and then suddenly she clips through the ground and vanishes. And he said, "To this day, I wonder, where did you go, strange flying lady?"
I think she ended up in Skyrim.
Probably. She ended up becoming a backwards flying old lady.
She fell into a space time loop.
I love that meme where like you die and then you wake up on the cart in Skyrim. Like everything goes black and then it's like Jacob's ladder, you know, like he's dying in the hospital bed and suddenly he dies and then do 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 do. You wake up and you're like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? Or there's a mix of that where someone dies, they wake up and it's the doc from Good Springs, the start of New Vegas. You're awake. How about that? Doc Mitchell, yeah.
I like the idea of just like the uh the perpetual protagonist, like you die as one character and then you like wake up at the beginning of another game as a new character, but like you're the same consciousness.
Oh my god, that reminds me. There's this online like this sort of cyanide and happiness sort of spoof show, and it has these two weird sounding marshmallows and these symbol like these shapes, and they just have weird adventures together. The show is all about being random. You do a bong hit and it's fucking hilarious. But the thing is, at one point, one of the marshmallows goes to sleep, and he's in his own mind, and surrounding him is this next to him is this collection of eyeballs that are just dripping pus, and it's just floating there in front of him, and it just goes,
Lovely.
when you die, and you wake up as a new creature that thinks it is you. Every day
Eh,
you go through this. Enjoy your one moment of existence, for you are nothing. And he goes like, "Hey!" He wakes up. Where did you go? I don't know. Somewhere stupid. uh,
so
and
we've got a bolter rifle that's got plus 23% accuracy on it,
Tarkus. Until we get you Terminator armor, do you want this?
and some Mail of the Immortals as well.
Mm, yummy.
He might also like. I'm not sure what he's
Flamer
wearing
goes away,
now.
of course, because flamers suck. So do the teleporters. Useless. Male of the Immortal, 64, 48. Yeah,
And range damage resistance is pretty.
nice. Plus, it's actually a very nice looking piece of armor. Davian. Well, I suppose I'll. What Bennett? What perks? The Emperor's Might. Fool's Mighty Strike ability charges where the hail of mankind's enemy nearby foe is stunned. Oh, that might be good. Venerable. Becomes a Venerable. Oh, yeah, that looks good. So I'll get them both, actually. Inspiring, movement, and also there. Okay. Let's keep that chain gun, and I want to keep the. Oh yeah, I can't use the. I can't use that until. Right, so I'll actually. So now, Thule is only one level away, and Thaddeus is like 4 levels away. We probably won't, unless we take him on a mission. We won't probably have enough XP.
That's okay.
Yeah, I
He,
mean,
he doesn't need to be maxed.
no. And yeah, nothing new on the planet. So let's go. Remains of the Dark Age. Welcome to the New Age. To the New Age. Ugh, I don't know why I keep drinking this Hydro Sport stuff. I suppose I just want to finish it off. Hi, kids. Do you like Monster Energy drink? No. Do you like Gatorade? Not really. Why not have both?
How about no?
Well, you already bought it and you're drinking it now. What sort of
All right,
magical powers do you have?
I need to have a moment to have a bit of a poo before we do another mission.
You must leave to use your lavatory systems?
Yes, I shall be right back.
That French vanilla situation.
Indeed.
I shall hold down the fort, as is my ancient tradition, by talking absolute gibberish. Banana, William, orange, Fruit. No, no, no. It's old. It's becoming fruit. Damn it. Reset. Green. Burgundy. Damn it! It can't be the same thing. Whale. Not whale. Yeah. I gave it all. I gave it my all. That's all I can hope for. Yeah, so tomorrow we'll be playing Close to the Sun, and we'll wrap that up. And if I'm feeling up for it, I might. Oh wait, no, no. Tomorrow we are definitely going to be either playing Total War 2 or Red Dead, depending on how quick Close to the Sun is. Let's have a look at this reward. The Doom of Traitors. Battle Brother Jacob paused long enough to gather what little remaining strength remained as his lifeblood spilled from a gaping wound. He stared at the former space marine, long fallen to chaos. In the eyes he spoke, I am the doom of all traitors, and I shall be your end, as he shattered the Alpha Warrior's uprised blade. No level requirement, 1 will and 4 melee. But because I'm in power armor, I'm not going to use that. Terminator armor. Yawn. Big yawn. Stretch. Yeah, I'll play the Age of Empires 2 and do a quick little thing. It won't even really be a playthrough of sorts. We'll just go through the things I've noticed that are different. And you all can come and join me or not. I won't even be doing live streams. You won't be joining me, but you can watch it after a fact. God. Look at my hair. Or there's actual hair there now, but it's not in the places that I want it to be. It's not here. Very thinning hairline. Bloody annoying. Feels soft though. We of course will return once Krendar is done voiding his bowels. What he needed was some refresh, hydrosport, and super fuel. The fucking name on this thing. Didn't even read the zero sugar part. Monster Hydrosport is formulated with magnesium, caffeine, and B vitamins. Caffeine may contribute to increased concentration and alertness. Magnesium may contribute to electrolyte balance. May. A lot of mays for this thing you're going to be ingesting. Normal muscle functions and is normally protein synthesis, as a normal protein synthesis. Vitamin B3, 6, and magnesium may contribute to a normal energy yielding metabolism and reduction of tiredness and fatigue. Water contributes to maintaining a normal physical and cognitive functions. I know what water does. At least 2 liters of water from all sources should be consumed per day. It's true. It's true. High caffeine content, not recommended for children, pregnant, or breastfeeding women, or people sensitive to caffeine. Consume responsibly as part of balanced diet and healthy lifestyle. That's not going to happen. This is still the weirdest sounding shit. By the way, did you see my video on the Hydrosport drink I'm having?
No.
The name of it, the full name of it is Monster Hydrosport Super Fuel.
That's a terrible name.
It's like a random number generator was just given these different words and strung them together.
What the hell's a hydrosport? Are they playing water polo in the factory?
Is that like well, the guy on the front of it is playing football, but if you're looking at the screen right now, you can see his hand is playing a different type of ball.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's a very unfortunate pose they froze on. I think he's obsessed with the orb he's kicking. He likes to play with orbs.
He certainly is. Wow.
All
Their
right.
their pause game is not as good as Ben's.
Or just as good, depending on how
Or
you
it's
want
exactly
to.
as good as Ben's in the wrong context.
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, I feel better. I think I just burst a Tyranid swarm in there.
Uh, or you praise at the altar of Papa Nurgle.
No, I'm not diseased
Give it time.
yet.
One of his blessings is currently sweeping across the globe. Now is the time.
It certainly is.
You ever wanted to experiment with rotten pustules? I mean,
Hmm. A lot of people are memeing that Corona Chen is the granddaughter of grandfather Nurgle.
uh, I'm pretty sure at some point she will have sex with a giant slug. Someone will have drawn that.
Probably already has.
Good old Corona-chan. Uh,
Who hasn't though, really?
well, considering that the this channel's um, animal of choice is that of a slug, because we have a slug infestation here. Because I do technically live in a coal boggy swamp. Do you remember the in Lord of the Rings when they're going through the dead marshes and all the dead people are inside the like the dead elves and
is,
men?
is that your backyard?
That's this entire county.
Sounds pleasant.
I'm sure there's a coven of witches. Actually, my friend Caroline is an actual Wicca witch, so
Uh huh.
whether or not
Yeah.
it
So is
goes.
you had one of those in your chat earlier.
Yes,
I'm not
that's
sure if she's
true.
still
Yeah.
there. Oh, okay. My correction then. You had two.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I really like Wiccans because they'll be unlike like a lot of Christians. They'll be like, yeah, it is mostly just for like myself, just to make myself feel like a bit more at ease, a peace of mind. It's
They
probably
tend
none
to
of
be
it is
very
real.
reasonable people, and they don't preach at you and shit.
Yeah, it isn't all they are. Like there's so
Right.
many
That too.
Christians. Recently, you know the
Except for the ones that are posers on YouTube, of course.
yeah the healing crystals and the like.
Like what was that one chick? She's just like she's a Wicca and a goth and a Christian and a dragonkin.
I don't know who she is, but I probably fancied her in secondary school.
She's trying way too hard in life.
It could be worse. At least as far as I can tell, then at least she still has the same. She isn't as bad as say like Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh fuck. I
Yeah,
mean, at
goop.
least she's not selling ridiculous shit to people that's and actively hurting people.
Yeah, although it is giving JonTron some great stuff.
It really has.
I loved when he was outside her place as like the snake oil salesman.
Yeah.
You can literally buy all this online. Like
God, that guy's
incredibly cheap.
hilarious.
Uh,
You ever see somebody did a little made a little song called Ech Ech Ech?
eh.
They took all of his X's and like made a song out of it.
Nice. I gotta check that shit out.
Just go on YouTube and look up Ek Ek Ek. It's spelled ECH.
Mm.
ECH as a word 3 times. It's very
I
funny.
liked his own music videos. He did like two of them, didn't he?
I think so.
Being a was it
He's,
being in love is like being on drugs.
yeah, he's got a great sense of humor and good comedic timing, and he makes noises like my grandmother.
He I think he gets a lot of flack from a lot of people on the left, but you know what the thing is, I can overlook that because I don't see him as like a hateful person. I don't see him as a sort of like mean-spirited person. He calls out people's bullshit, and if he wants to believe those things, well, I don't believe them, but at the same time, he's not alone. And I think he's a bit stupid, especially in his case about the whole immigration thing when he's of Persian descent. You know?
Yeah, a little hypocrisy there.
Oh, why? Because he got
Although
that wise guy accent that you don't think people notice
I've
there.
never heard him talking about these things, so I don't know.
Yeah, it was just he has a lot more right wing views than people expected, and it really affected his career because he tried to defend them at first, and then he's like, "Oh shit, no, they're not letting this go." So that's why he vanished for like a year,
Ah,
and that's when he came back. He's stronger than ever, and I don't like even like as you know, I'm a big fan of Jim Sterling, but I don't support Jim's annoyance that everyone's kind of forgiven John over those statements. But you know what? I think Vosh is the best. The left is supposed to be the forgiving type. You're meant to just be like, oh well, you know, it's all right. Just like don't be a dick, and we can be fine. But the left doesn't seem to have this sort of
if it hasn't been for a while now.
no. Well, people like Vosh and Contra and other people, especially like when like Hunter Avalon recently said he's left the right, and everyone was like, "Oh no, he's horrible. He said all those things that I can never trust him." And Vosh is like, "Aren't we meant to be the forgiving ones? Isn't this kind of what we want? To like have them change their mindsets and be better people?"
Yeah. Also, it's the whole thing of why should they change or try to apologize if you're not going to accept it anyway, right?
Yeah. If anything, that just makes them double down.
Right.
Speaking of, did you see the? Do you remember that gun advocate girl, the blonde one who actually has, in all fairness, nice legs? Who was she was like done for like she shot herself.
No.
It's a while ago, and apparently she shit her pants. But she's like a big NRA sort of activist, right wing sort of. I think she works for Infowars. I don't know. She's affiliated with it, but she is. Uh, like everyone has been saying that she's like she was a Nazi. Like a lot of people on the left immediately use that word. Turns out she is literally a Nazi.
Oh shit.
A lot of people were shocked when they discovered like a lot of the stuff was leaked. These chat rooms, and this is where I find it fascinating. Like Vosh in particular said this best. I can't believe I can't believe like how always on 24 hours they are because like people on the left don't gather around and talk about nothing but left things all the time. But apparently, all they do is on the right is just talk about them with triple quotations and like talking about how like the media is controlled by certain groups and blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
And this is in private as much as it is.
I'm just picturing the word media in triple brackets now.
That's what they did, and this
Yeah.
was like in their own private home. Like they talked about you can talk about other things other than politics. You know, have other interests, but no, this is what they want to talk about 24 hours a day about how Jews are running everything and probably
It's weird how
immigrants.
people get so obsessed with things.
Mm.
Like those transvestigation YouTubers?
Oh yeah, with the
Why do they spend so much time and energy on this shit? Why do they care
I
so
just tried to
much?
move out of this. um,
What?
nah, by accident I tried to move out of this. I know. Well, in those cases, a lot of them have like severe mental issues going on, and they're obsessing
Probably.
over it. It's like that guy who tries to get the clouds to move away. Cleed disappear. Cleed disappear.
Clean. I'm
Cleed.
sorry. I kind of think he might be a just really dedicated troll, actually, because he really rubs a lot of stank on that sometimes. You know.
I honestly think he might have like whatever Gale does or some shit like that.
Clean.
Cleed. Cleed.
I'm
Blue
starting. I think
sky.
that maybe
Cleed
he.
disappear.
I think maybe he's not doing it live. I think he's just recording the clouds, and then he sees what they do, and then he pretends that he makes them do that.
Oh yeah, that could be the case. Isn't there a way of finding that
He's just
out? Like,
narrating over top of the footage he already did.
yeah.
It's like because sometimes he makes them disappear. Sometimes cloud become a square shape cloud.
Well, he's been doing. If that's the case, that was discovered for well over 10 years now. He has been posting out stuff for well over a decade. It's insane.
Mm-hmm. Perhaps literally.
Yeah, that's my theory behind it. I'd be happy to be proven wrong, but
But you just gotta love the way he says "cleared."
Keed. Billy doesn't. Did you hear the
That's
song they
that
made?
makes it even more fun for me.
Absolutely. Someone made like a grunge band or a metal band made a song, and all it is like "Please disappear."
Clear, disappear, clear, clear,
Cloud
clear, clear,
disappear,
disappear.
clear blue sky, clear disappear.
I want to hear that now.
Oh, check out the last DP if you haven't already. With a
Yeah, I may not have
stereos.
caught it just yet.
Yeah, I watched it.
They're
I
getting
actually
a
watched it before coming here.
they're getting a stereo song a lot lately.
They have, and I'm okay with that.
But
Stereos is
but he
fun.
is a funny ass guy.
He is. He's a proper stand up comedian, and like even if you didn't know he did that, you'd be like, oh, you probably do stand up.
I don't know where he gets all that energy though. Holy shit.
I don't know either.
Sometimes I get tired just watching him.
I imagine you wouldn't want him every single day of the week around. He kind of
No.
after a while you'd be like, dude, you're so fucking exhausting. Just leave me alone.
I
What?
kind
What
of
did
envy
I
him.
do?
One of my favorite things he ever did was Social Justice Wario.
Oh yeah, and then he didn't really know what to do with the characters. Started improvising really awkwardly.
Yeah, yeah.
I,
Like
I'm just social justice warrior. Yeah.
just the name concept is what gets me.
And I love
That's
how
why I
he
think
kind
it's
of did it
funny.
on the spot as well. That was pretty. That shows like he's very witty. I also love how he calls Joe out and he's like, I don't want to be around this person.
Yeah.
Way to
For
go.
somebody who doesn't know Joe, he really nailed the concept of Joe.
Well, very quickly, Joe sent him a dick pic. Apparently, it's a rite of passage for anyone that, like, if you pass, I think it is like Joe does it as a sort of like, oh well, he'll if he doesn't want me to do this, he'll make it very clear, and then I'll know the type of
So,
person I'm dealing with.
so what you're saying is I haven't really made it on YouTube until I get a Joe dick pic.
Absolutely. Although you could also take the stance of Joe being an enemy, like I do.
Well,
Uh,
I mean, especially after the whole Pimp Monk thing.
yeah, and Hannibal and Monty also declared like they don't want anything to do with this man,
Yeah.
and I know other people feel that same way. For all different reasons. Mine, I actually have personal agreements with Joseph, but the whole Pitmonk thing just reminded me. Oh yeah, this is why I don't like him.
It certainly brought it to the fore, didn't it?
It also made me feel very smug. I was kind of just wandering around Discords going, so, how about Joe being a piece of shit? Nah, just because I want a giant statue of myself normally doesn't mean this time around I haven't earned it. Ugh. Honestly, though, I've said everything I want to say on Joe, and
Yeah. It's a dead horse topic at this point.
yeah, at least until he does something else stupid. But yeah, back to Asterios. No, I think Asterios is like a very good fit for it because he's witty. He, like you said, he's very energetic, and he also generally enjoys being on there. And one more thing that a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people don't think, like he's not as well versed with internet drama as the rest of us. So he's learning about a lot of this stuff for the first time, and his
So we get
reactions
to
are
see
just
fresh reactions. Yeah.
yeah. He brings like he's like when
Instead
you
of the
get like
jaded
a
fucks like the
someone
rest of us already are.
yeah it's like when you have a relative come in from out of town and you never really go to a place um, normally until they're in town. When they're in there, you're seeing it through their eyes.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
hear that a lot with like people who have kids as well. Like the first time they introduce their kids to Star Wars and shit. And like, see, I know it's great, isn't it? Am I also noticing how weird the Storm Boys are when they jump in?
Sometimes they're a little messed up with the animation.
Yeah, this game's animations. It's not game breaking, but sometimes it can be fucking ridiculous. Like the amount of times they fly up into the sky and shit.
I always like when you kill a guy and they just start juddering around the screen.
Yeah.
That's my favorite jank animation. Like they're just like out of phase with time space entirely. They don't know what to do with themselves.
This game, I absolutely love this game, and it also
Me
introduced
too.
me to Company of Heroes, which is a much more grounded, down to earth game, but it has a lot of strategy elements I really like the base building and shit.
Yeah.
Plus, give me any
Unfortunately,
excuse to
it's
fire
lacking the
huge
RPG
quantities of
elements,
artillery. You
which
know,
I quite liked here
hmm?
as well.
What?
I quite like the RPG elements that this has as well, though, that
Yeah,
Company of Heroes doesn't have.
that's right. Like your heroes, ironically, don't really exist.
Yeah.
In Company of Heroes.
Like, I like the leveling up, the gear management, the
Mm.
skill points.
And I love the little fluff lore pieces inside, like each one of these
Yeah.
items. Some of these items apparently are mentioned in books, and they're like little cameos.
And
You'd
there's a
have
lot of references to the novels.
and explains things like, say, Caraval campaign, what happened there. And at one point, Thaddeus asks Cyrus and the rest of them, like, what happened on Caraval and places like that. And, there's no. It's kind of like the warp in the West in the Elder Scrolls. There's no canon ending. It can all be the same.
Hmm.
But one thing is for sure, apparently the Space Marines didn't win.
Uh, shall we kill the lictor, or are we just gonna skip him?
Oh no, we're gonna kill him.
Well, we're
Oh yeah, yeah.
okay.
My bad. I thought, yeah. I thought the lictor was over there, but that's the my
No, he's
bad.
optional, so that's why he's in the blue.
Yee. Now I can't get Cloud disappear out of my head.
Okay, now this is what we need. We need to do somebody. Someone needs to do a machinima of Final Fantasy VII remake with Cloud disappear.
Yeah. Or even just like a meme of like Thanos clicking his fingers, and then as Cloud vanishes, he's like disappear.
Or maybe they like whenever they come out with like part 3 of the remake. Later on, when Cloud ends up leaving the party for a while, they can do Cloud disappear.
I wanted
That seems
to,
like it would
if
be
I had any
fitting.
spare money, what I'd have done was I would have sent, and I still might do this. I might send in some money and have the narrator like, this is Cloud disappeared every language, and I'll start going through all these Google translated languages. So it's like bon font je vais faire Cleed.
I like it.
Nein, wir schon den Cleed. Want you Cleed? Want you see him for there? It's just he's got the Billy, and he's like. Whee. Oh, by the way,
That'd be a good collection.
when I was in Buffalo, visiting Marshall and Faith, we actually were outside the cheesecake factory that herself was there. At the, I'm so cheesecake.
I
We were outside,
love that song.
but she's already left Cheesecake Factory at that point. So
Oh, that's a shame.
yeah, so we didn't go inside. There was no real point. Yeah, so let's just start destroying foliage. Foliage. F is for foliage.
Also, I always find it kind of funny how Billy hates that Pinwheel song so much because I actually enjoy it.
I think it just like, I think it's how he looks.
Oh yeah, he looks terrible, but the
Well,
song's
obviously, I mean, it's. But then again, like at least he doesn't look like a giant vagina or having a seizure on the ground.
good. Yeah.
Fat Billy wasn't just like incredibly obese. He also did some cringy ass shit for Battle Camp.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, that's for some reason I can't blow up that particular foliage. So I'm gonna throw a grenade.
I
There we
think you
go.
can't destroy it because he's not in it right now.
No, no, it says it right there. It's throw foliage. You just use a grenade. I always wanted to watch Billy during the Battle Cam era. Obviously, I didn't find out until ages. Like most people, I learned of Billy the Fridge from Paul and the rest of the DP.
Yeah. That was a weird introduction.
Came at also a really awkward time as well. Like Billy got to see the whole thing unravel. But I admit, and this is something Joe once called me out for. In all fairness, it's actually correct. Actually didn't. I didn't. I actually believed that Paul and Billy had a fight. Like I actually
I didn't
fell for
realize
that
that was
shit.
going to end the mission.
It didn't.
Yes, it
Yeah.
did.
Yeah. I guess now that they're finished, they can just leave.
I guess.
So yeah. Well, there's no point then. I thought maybe we'd get into. Ooh, we got two. Nice.
We got what?
We got two extra deployments, and
Oh,
I got the orbital bombardment beacon.
there you go.
Yeah. Commander, the data you recovered from the astronomical array will greet us in the Hive fleet. The Hive has controlled a single massive creature that sits the heart. Blah 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 blah. I'm Gabriel Andros. I sound like Alfred Hitchcock. Blah blah.
We now have all the components necessary to mount a major strike at the Hive fleet invading the sector. The Litany of Fury will arrive in system in a matter of days. We will then equip
Wonder if we're going to see Gabriel Angelos and the rest of the
against the entire Hive fleet.
Blood Ravens make a
Not all
reappearance.
news is good, however. Our
I'd welcome that.
historians say the Hive
Yeah, like where are they now? Maybe you get like a new squad and they're all Primaris Marines.
key locations across the subsector.
I would absolutely love to see a Dawn of War 4 come out and it plays like 2.
Yeah, or hell, maybe even like a callback. This is where I think we can hold the sector 1 out of 2 days. So yeah, we are now spoiled for choice. So I think this is actually might be a good point to wrap up the stream because we are swamped with missions that are solely designed to get XP and like new gear in preparation for like the final day, the
Well, we
final
certainly
battle.
don't need the XP, but the gear might be useful.
Yeah, that's how I spam my whole army in
Get some more
Terminator armor
Termi.
by the end of it.
Yeah.
See, I was Scalamander, right?
I got
So
some new armor for this mission here, but
that's weird. That item, the orbital bombardment beacon, isn't actually a
it's not an
commander item.
accessory. It's a force commander thing.
Yeah, I'd have to take off the. No, I'd have to unlock an extra slot, but I don't have it, so that's all right.
I don't know.
We'll use it as
I just want to
required.
have a quick look at the mission selection that's here right now.
Mm.
Even though we're not playing another mission yet, I just want to look at them. There's another Termi.
Termi or
Although
Canova.
it looks like it's mostly melee Terminator. Fist of Belial. Crusade Eternal. That's a good name.
Oh, there's the Eldar the Avatar of Cain, which will wipe Eldar off the map.
Oh, there's a Storm Bolter with plus 32% accuracy on it.
Nice. Of course, my character is absolute shit at range, but it's good. Okay. Actually, I think this energy drink is actually making my stomach a bit queasy. Ugh. I don't feel the best.
There's a power armor with health regen on it out there.
Nice.
Interesting. Nothing super exciting for my characters, but a few potential options for yours.
Yeah. Okay. So we got right against the war boss. That'll be good. We finally get to wipe off the orcs. So there's one Terminator armor, two Terminator armor. That'll make three. And that's really all the characters, with the exception of Thaddeus, who can wear power armor. So, Terminator armor, rather.
Yeah.
So, by the time we're done with all them, our characters will be maxed out with it.
Although one of them had some fairly generic bonuses on it that didn't look super exciting, but.
Well, the thing is, they're also random. They're occasionally random generated drops.
Yeah.
So, we can still
they
pick
totally
up other
are.
stuff. Plus, if we're lucky, we can capture the last communication array. so we can get all those ones sorted.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I just got a new armor for Avitus that's got 60 armor on it and plus 19% range damage. So
Nice, and that's better than the one
I might not be
Tarkus.
too worried about getting Terminator on him right now,
Hmm. Well, you don't
unless
have
a
to have
ranged
Terminator
bonus
armor if you don't
Terminator
want
comes
to.
up.
It's
You
just
what?
he has some useful little bonuses on it. But yeah,
Yeah. I
so
mean, if we find a suit of armor that gives ranged benefits, then that
yeah,
might be good to slap on him.
yeah. Want to end this here then?
Yeah, we might as well. We're
Yeah,
a bit
I'm
longer
not.
than usual already anyway, and I think we got one stream's left of time left out of this
And
game.
then afterwards it's the DLC.
Aye.
Also, didn't was it Luca who said he wanted to do a last stand?
I believe so.
Well, if you want to talk about him once we're finished with the next one, which should wrap this all up, assuming it all goes to plan.
Yeah, maybe
Um,
we can get him in at the tail end of the next one.
yeah, I mean, I'm always up for more guests. And Luca seems cool. I actually finally subbed to him. Took me forever.
Yeah, he's a good lad.
Yeah, I like his game selection. I absolutely love Mass Effect 3. I got to get this. I got to get that for this because then I can start when it's when I'm feeling up for it. I'll start playing Mass Effect again. I used to spam the living shit out of Mass Effect games. I absolutely loved them until Andromeda
Yeah,
came
they were
along and
pretty
just
fun. And
jammed my heart.
I even liked Andromeda for the most part, although it had some glaring problems for sure.
The glitchiest game I have ever played. Mass Effect Andromeda.
I never ran into the animation glitches myself, but I think that's because I played the male character, and then most of the glitches came from the girl.
Even then, like there was a scene I remember where every character was sitting together on the same chair and going through the same animation slowly,
Oh
so you can
shit,
see each one merging in and out. Or there's one with
that's
the
horrifying.
oh god, yeah, I think I still have the
That's some
picture
quantum
somewhere.
horror stuff right there.
Pretty much, like quests would fail to load. Your vehicle would pop into buildings. Like you park it, you go inside a building, and then it would literally just slam right there. It actually also shows up on the
I've
ship randomly too.
I never had any of that, but I did have one quest I could not complete because a door would not open.
I remember watching it, and I already knew I heard some things about the glitches, but when I started playing it, I was like, no, no, this
I
is
was a little sad that I chose the male character in the end, though, because when I finally got to see some proper footage of the sister, she's adorable.
yeah.
She is
Although,
a cutie.
get this. I heard this from the guy who did Miracle of Sound. Well, Miracle of Sound, gaff. But he absolutely couldn't stop laughing at this. Apparently, she's so badly animated that people thought it was great that they actually had a person with Down syndrome as a main lead for the first
Oh,
time. And Cavs like couldn't
oh.
stop laughing. Like, no, that's not what they did at all.
I love how these people are accidentally insulting Down syndrome people, though.
Yeah. Oh, that game, Andromeda was it reminded me of Spore and No Man's Sky. Just, but then again, Spore and No Man's Sky aren't so much broken, shambling messes. They're just not all that interesting.
They're just sort of there without much point.
Yeah, they're letdowns. Like they're nothing burgers. But
Spore is a guy who had 4 different game ideas and didn't want to make them all into fully fleshed out games.
no, I made about a quarter of them.
Sorry, 5.
Though, of course, I do love the certain elements of Spore. I love the
The amoeba phase was actually kind of fun.
yeah, when you're a single cell organism going around. That was pretty fun.
And I would have liked to have seen the tribal phase be its own full game.
Had a sort of
And more
populist
fleshed out.
vibe to it, didn't it? Or like early like
Yeah, I like
Civ.
that kind of stuff. Like,
Hell, I'm playing Age of
like
Empires 1 right now, and part of me never likes upgrading to like the Tool Age. I love watching all these cavemen wandering around and like taking on elephants. I wonder if there's a mod out there to
Effalumps.
yeah, elephant, good old fashioned elephants. Um, but no, I absolutely loved. I love Mass Effect, and they fucking shat all over it. And I'm terrified if they ever get around to Dragon Age, they'll do the same. Because Inquisition, I loved Inquisition, but it had people who were like, "Don't go down this route," and they started going slowly down this route of like online shops and things like that. Especially the multiplayer, which was so tacked on.
there's certainly something satisfying about being able to sit there and pass judgment on people in your court.
Oh, that was so much fun, and it's so nuanced. Like I was always worried about pissing everyone off, and in the end, the only person I really pissed off was Iron Bull because what he wants is very sort of like direct responses.
Yeah.
Um, also, the romance options were also pretty good. They felt fleshed out for each individual character. I didn't like Sarah. I didn't like the way she looked. She had a sort of remember you were talking about
I
like
like yeah. I
moon.
liked her personality, but I didn't really like her look so much.
She had these weird lips, yeah, and her hair looked like
Mm.
she took them. Which actually,
I,
for the case of her hair, it made sense because she does kind of seem like the sort of person that cut her own hair because fuck it.
yeah. I went for the lady that seemed like she was having trouble deciding if she was a Spaniard or an Indian lady.
Yeah, Daffy.
Jacqueline or something?
Yes, yes. I also liked how if you wanted to hit on, was it Vivienne, the black lady in like the white outfit, the
Mm.
enchantress? Like she'll actually just reject you, laugh you off. You know, like
Yeah.
it's all politics with her.
Uh
I also liked that political element of it, where she's like,
I think she would have looked rather lovely if she had some hair.
no,
I'm not into the bald girl thing too
I
much.
think I think like African girls are usually the only ones that can pull it
But
off.
she looked really nice otherwise, although she was a massive cunt.
Oh, she's supposed to be a massive cunt. That's the idea, but she's
Yeah.
not like Morgan, massive cunt, which is Morgan is my waifu in that series. From one onwards, I did
She was
everything
pretty
with her.
hot.
It was indescribably hot.
Although in Inquisition, I was a little bit disappointed that they wouldn't let me romance the dwarf scout.
You can, but it doesn't go anywhere. It was cut for content, so you can keep hitting on her, and eventually she's like, "You want to meet up somewhere?" And no, that never happens.
That's
Uh,
what I mean. Yeah,
yeah.
because I would have gone for that.
Scout Harkin, is it Scout?
I don't remember. She was a cutie though.
She was, and she was. I like
Got
the
them
dwarf.
dwarven curves.
Yeah. I like dwarven women in
Or
Dragon Age.
what was the other one? The dwarven smith enchantress lady.
Oh, she
Not
is.
not enchantress as in wizard, but as in
Yeah,
enchanting
she's an
gear
enchantment.
or
Enchantment.
artificer. Yeah,
Yeah.
enchantment.
And then you find them like surrounded by all these dead creatures, and like,
Yeah. What
what
happened?
did you do?
Enchantment.
No, no, no. And for that one, he goes, not enchantment.
Yeah.
I like Bodan.
Yeah. I
Oh,
love the little mystery of that little scene.
yeah, and then they kind of just pseudo drop him. He's brought up now and again elsewhere. We left Ozma. You know, he's
He just seems like this goof the entire time, and it turns out that he's actually a goddamn badass secretly.
yeah, I think they imply that he's like an avatar of the gods, or the gods, the ancestors in dwarven society, or but he also could just be like a mutant because he was apparently surrounded by lyrium when he was found. So
Uh,
he's probably like baby in mutated. But yeah, I liked him. I gotta play Dragon Age more like on this channel again. I originally was going to, and I was gonna play Dragon Age Origins. But to do that, I want to do all the DLC so my character, when I started off, get that chest at the beginning with all the reward DLC. That includes the best thing of all, the god diddly damn fucking the Darkspawn blade. That thing is so OP. You just don't need equip.
I always hate it when DLC give you way overpowered weapons right at the beginning of the game.
Well, you don't. You have to earn it. That's the thing. So afterwards, it's.
Yeah,
I
but
think
not
it.
not all games though.
No, that's true. Um. What's it? I would often find that like in say Oblivion. I absolutely love the Shivering Isles, but you can gimp out the game pretty
Yeah,
quickly in Oblivion if you know what
the
you're doing.
fork of Horpulation.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I was saying, that
Oh,
dwarf
the
lady in
Wabbajack!
Inquisition that does the artificing stuff in the forge.
Yeah,
She's like
she was
one
hugely
of those
cute,
like
but
adore couple nerd type
the
dwarf
thing is
ladies.
that she was cast to be in a relationship with Sarah, but it's never hinted at. There's one little bit of written dialogue you can find where she talks about her, and that's it. And it's like in a like I need to pick this up from her because you know she makes stuff, and then suddenly
Yeah,
when Trespasser happens, they end up in a relationship, and you're like, wait,
that's kind of cute
this
in a way, but
and it was never set up.
If she had been a romance option for the player character, I might have chosen that too.
Yeah,
'Cause
you like
she was rather cute.
the short curvy girls, don't you?
They don't have to be short. I like cute and curvy.
I'm definitely down for that.
If they're
Uh,
short, fine. If they're not short, also fine.
I always picked Cassandra. I thought Cassandra was hot. She's a bit of a
Oh
bitch,
god,
but
she was the warrior one, right?
yeah, the one
I
that with
couldn't.
the Spanish accent.
She was literally the least appealing one to me in the game.
I like when that breaks down though, when she tries to make small talk and she's just not very good at it. And she's like,
That was cool. Yeah,
there's this animation she does when she's a bit nervous, where she kind of plays with her baby finger and she's talking, and
yeah,
it's very cute.
that's true.
Um, but I think the best, by far, I think the best romance option is completely optional one. One when you're a woman, an elf woman, you romance Fenris.
Hmm.
Because at the end of Trespasser, when you learn all the things you learn, that has all the extra weight to it.
True. True.
And he shoots you down like he's a bit of a he's pretty heavily a racist when you hit on him. He shoots you down like because of your race. You can only be an elf and date him. I mean, I got
Well,
preferences, but you know,
all the more reason not to bother with him then.
I know, but it's good for story. I like Dorian as well. He's fun. If you're a woman, you can flirt with
That's
him like crazy. But then he's
that's the
like,
game mage guy, right?
yeah, the one who
Yeah,
always has like
he's cool.
his arms exposed. He's fun. He's a whole
I
lot of
really liked
charm.
his personality. He's a very suave motherfucker,
Mm. And then you know,
or should I say, fatherfucker?
yeah. And then he ends up like telling you, "Oh, sorry, I'm gay," and you're like, "But why didn't you?" Oh, because it was fun. You know, like I like doing that. We can still do that if you want. You can still have these crazy ass flirtations with him. But that thing is that you've wasted half the game without hitting him. Most surprised no one wants Varric. He has a very sort of dad body thing going on about him, and he's charming.
That's true. Somebody's got to want him.
Absolutely. I mean, he's buff. He's got that chest, that hairy chest. He's got a nice style to him. He's funny.
Hmm.
I suppose he's not tall. Oh,
He's a strong option if you're playing the female character
mm,
and not doing the gay thing.
um, that is actually, and then of course there's Iron Bull, who's just a slut.
And also awesome in his own ways.
Oh, he's fucking amazing. I really like Bull as a character because he's also, on top of everything else, he's also like fighting his own inner demons. That's also his Kryn, his second in command, is actually how you do a trans character right. It's almost completely separate. You actually have to go through a whole dialogue tree to be like, so you're a woman dressed up as a man. No one talks about it, right? And then they're just like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess we can talk about it, dick. You know, like, it's not really who I am as a person, but it is also, I suppose, something you want to know, I guess, Mr. Nosy. Um, and then you compare that to like characters in media who walk in and be like, I have one personality trait. I like wearing heels, but I'm a dude. That is
Yeah,
not hype.
you tend to get that basically out of any drag queen type NPC in a game. It tends to boil down to that.
Yeah, something tells me Cloud's got to be done right. Something tells me like, oh, he had to dress up as a woman. Okay, great, but that's not the focus of the whole game, right? No, well, why don't you do that for other things? Other franchises should look into that. I think
I
TV
actually
and
like how they framed it in the original game of like
yeah,
how they talked the tailor into getting the dress.
yeah, and you have to go through all little mini games, and depending on how you do it, you get a different type of outfits and different type of
Well,
dress. Does
in
it
the
look
original
this
game
different?
there was no mini game for it, but you like Eris talked the tailor into making the dress by explaining that Cloud has always secretly wanted to be cute just once.
Yeah. Um, huh? A big guy like him? Well, stranger things
Actually,
have
no, there was
happened.
one mini game at
Yeah,
the
we had to do
gym.
squats. Remember?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
like,
was that one. Yeah,
and then you get the goods. You
yeah,
get the good.
that's the noise it made.
Yeah.
PS1 sound effects.
Or do you remember when you're in Juno and you have to resuscitate the girl using
It was the same
CPR?
sound effect it made whenever you got on or off a ladder for some reason.
Well, they only had so many. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do 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 do. My friends Ashley and Steve from Omaha, they went and the um, the uh, the not opera, the uh, orchestra that did the Final Fantasy VII and other Final Fantasy games were in town, and they had like a performance, and they went to listen to the whole thing live.
Nice.
Oh, I was so jealous. Then a few weeks later, Tenacious D was in, just after their time on Hot Ones, and I was extra jealous.
But yeah, I had forgotten until I replayed it. Like Final Fantasy VII was weirdly obsessed with mini games. There's so many of them.
Oh, do you remember the Golden Circle? The Golden Circle. There's this arcade where you can play a bunch of mini games. I hated that Chocobo one, not the racing, but like the little like this is Mog. His friend is a Chocobo, and it had this weird sort of music that you heard in the
I don't know.
Honey Bay.
I avoided doing any of this shit at
I like the
Golden Saucer
snowboarding.
because it was also boring.
I like the snowboarding, and I like the bike.
The snowboarding, I hated the snowboarding. It controlled so poorly.
I thought that with the
Although I'm
bike
curious
at
to see
first, but
when the remake gets around to that part, maybe they'll have an actually good snowboarding level.
yeah, it'll probably look like its own mini version of like an SSX game, like a modern version of it.
Yeah, that'd be all right. But the reason why so many of the mini games in Seven sucked ass is just because the hardware limitations.
Yeah, but you know, these days, I bet when you go to the arcade there or whatever, there'll be like so many more games.
Yeah, like
They'll-
imagine what the Chocobo racing will be like
I
in
was thinking that. Do you remember how weird the map looked? Like all these weird spirals, everything when you're running on the
yeah
circuit. What the hell's that? That's gonna look like Rainbow Road from fucking from Mario Kart. I guarantee you.
yeah
It's
yeah.
gonna look
And
fucking.
then there was the tower defense thing at the
Oh
reactor.
yeah.
Like
Or
that, I'm looking forward to seeing that as well because that played like ass, but that could be really interesting
that was
nowadays.
like a proper mini like strategy game, like a tactical strategy game where you had to deploy your troops and
Yeah, like
just. It was
it started off like you when you
Fort
were deploying your
Condor.
troops, it felt yeah. When you were deploying your troops, it felt like tower defense, but then once it started, it became an RTS.
That's right,
And
and
you can
then of
move them
course,
around.
um, it, I always remember playing that, and I remember it had been years since I actually had played a strategy game, and when I played that, I was like, I remember these type of games. I was really young at the time, but I remember these type of games. I really enjoyed them, and I started looking into it, and that led to games like Command and Conquer and things like that. So
Hmm.
that little mini game, and that was very influential.
Did you ever try those 8-bit armies that I suggested? I talked about before.
No, Jesus, that completely slipped my mind.
Yeah, go on Steam after this today, and like in a few minutes, load up Steam and look up 8-bit armies.
Well, hold on, let me have a little bit of
It's
a look.
it plays just like Command and Conquer.
Oh, by the way, folks, if you aren't enjoying us talking, well, fuck you. It's my show. I can do whatever the hell I want. And we are wrapping up in a minute, though. But just
It's the wrap up
yeah,
rambling show.
yeah. It's called Live Energy Rambles. You know, I get distracted easy. 8-bit
We're putting the
armies.
rambles back in rambles.
Yeah, pretty much. 8-bit armies. Okay.
Yeah, there's actually
Oh, by
6 games
Petroglyph.
in the
Nice.
series.
They make some games I like.
Actually, sorry,
Oh, they
there's
made
3 games in the series, but each game has 2 campaigns
mm,
where you
uh,
play different factions.
they look like cheap. They look like those zombie simulator characters. Remember
Yeah,
this?
like it's got that sort of unturned graphic style,
Mm,
but they're actually fun.
uh,
Like I said, they play just like Command and Conquer.
yeah, it
So,
looks. I can see the Command and Conquer influence right there.
hmm
But it also kind of looks a little bit like SimCity. I like that.
it's not though. It doesn't play like anything like that. It just has that kind of graphic style.
Yeah.
Um,
Although the building mechanic there looked remarkably
it's
like Command and
exactly
Conquer.
like CNC.
Yeah. Maybe it's just the UI. I don't know. But
Like you've got the thing on the side that builds in the menu, and then when it's done building, then you place it.
that's right. Yeah. I was so confused by that.
It was a bit
Oh,
weird.
XCOM has another game out. Huh?
Yeah, it just came out today,
Um,
and it just came out of nowhere. It just appeared out of nowhere 10 days ago.
yeah,
I
I haven't heard a
remember.
single thing about it. Chimera Squad. Is this a
It looks like
DLC
it's got
for
potential, but I don't know why it's. I don't know why it came out of nowhere with zero fanfare.
Hmm.
But I'm gonna give it a try, and
You know,
we'll
I've never
see.
actually. I've actually got like mods that basically cheat and break the game. But you know what? I still haven't beaten XCOM 2. I just
No,
I don't know why. I just go into it and I'm enjoying it. I enjoy the world and it's cool and I like building up the base. And then I don't know. After what I'm like, I want to play something else, and then I
I
stop.
quite liked too. Actually, especially when the DLC came out, like you got a couple really interesting new characters in there.
Hmm. Um. No, there's a lot of things, but like for the next while, I won't really have cash to really enjoy getting games. Now, if anyone wants to gift it or I get it for free on like Epic or something like that, sure, I'll play a new game. But that's why I got so many games. Speaking of, the controller should actually be here within a week, assuming Amazon is telling me a truth. So in reality, it'll be about 2 weeks. Because Amazon.
Lovely.
But yeah, Krendar, I think we can wrap ourselves up here. So do you want to do the obligatory shill for anyone who's interested?
Shill. Yeah, so we talked about that Tanglewood game that was made to be like a Genesis game. We're gonna finish that up tonight, uh, 4 hours from now, and tomorrow Greece. Very artistic little indie game. Apparently, it's got a good story to it.
Apparently, a lot to do with
I'm
depression. I
going in
remember.
blind. Sorry.
Remember, the story has a lot to do about depression. A lot of those games tend to do about depression, honestly.
Yeah, there's a few of them.
Um, but yeah, it definitely looks interesting. There's a few really great set pieces that I remember going, "Wow, that's really clever," or "Wow, that's really
Yeah,
striking." So that
yeah.
should
I'm
be
gonna
fun.
check that out, and then on Monday it'll be time to start the Final Fantasy remake.
That one, that one will be a hell of a ride.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure I waited until all the really big name streamers were finished with it,
Mm. Now you can
because
pick over
otherwise,
there.
no,
You can pick over
everybody's
the
going to
chicken
be watching
carcass.
them and ignoring
Yeah,
me, right?
yeah. I don't blame you. If I'd
But
be.
I think all the big guys have finished it now because they started at day one and just like mainlined it like crack cocaine.
Oh, some of them probably got pre-release copies for God's sake. Um, but yeah, the if anyone's interested, Krendar's link is in the description down below. As for me, I know earlier today I said Age of Empires stuff. I'm not really feeling it. In fact, like I said, my stomach's feeling a bit iffy. So I'm going to go and probably take care of that. I think I've got some Rennies or something I can take, some Tums. But yeah, tomorrow we will be wrapping up Closer to the Sun. And then, if we finish it fast enough, we will finally be playing Red Dead 2. If not, I'll be playing something else. Don't know what. And then on Sunday, Red Dead 2. So hopefully that'll be an interesting one. Like I said, if it doesn't run right on stream, then I'll just edit. I'll just we won't do it on stream again, and I'll make recordings of it. But yeah, as Krendar, as always, it is been fantastic talking to you, and
Excellent.
we'll see you hopefully next Friday to continue to begin our wrap up because the last three major fights, the war boss, the Eldar avatar, and finally the main mission is right around the corner.
Yeah, I think we should be able to wrap it up in one more,
Yeah.
probably.
Okay. So with that, I'll say see you all. Bye.